Well, folks, good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever this finds you, whether it's on live on twitch.tv or whether it's on our upload on YouTube. Welcome to the Games Done Quick channel and welcome to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. These are shows that we run in between our mainline events, Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick. We've got a little bit of news about Awesome Games Done Quick if you haven't heard it already, but we're going to push that back for a little bit because we are here to talk about Hotfix. These are either regular or one-off shows that we have sort of scheduled in between, like we said, the mainline events. And for the past 3 years, this has been a regular, going places, switching from Friday nights to Saturday nights. No, in fact, the other way around, Saturday nights to Friday nights. We have been jumping around the schedule and we've been jumping around the world. We've been having a look at games that we can play on the go on our handheld consoles, as well as games that we can play, well, maybe that we can't play locally. The short of it, region exclusive games. So we've seen a whole load over the past just under 3 years. We are just missing the 3-year mark of going places, but it has been one heck of a ride, and we're ending on a banger is all I'm gonna say. A little later on in the show, we are gonna be seeing, I've been seeing a lot of folks in the chat talking about the fact that it is Friday the 13th. It's already Saturday the 14th for me, but we'll gloss over that. We have got Gregory Horror Show coming up later on, which, I didn't have things planned quite that way, but I guess it kind of fits. And then we're going to be wrapping up the final episode with Gekisha Boy 2. If you don't know what that's about, you're in for a treat. It's certainly an interesting one. And then I put together a specially tailored finale video just to bid adieu to the show. But you've got to hear me out on this one, all right? This game, there's a game called The Adventures of Cookie and Cream, and that only came out in the US. Apparently there is a game called Curry Mix, which when we switch over to the runner screens, I'm sure you will see no resemblance between this box art and anything that's happening with this game. So as far as I can tell, it's just a region exclusive game, and I can keep to my show theme up until the very last episode. So we are joined by two runners because I think this is the first and last co-op run showed off on Going Places. We're here with 7th Armstrong and Kefka. Gamers, how are we doing?
Doing fantastic. Yeah. This is gonna be something else. I don't know that this game's ever been shown off on the GDQ channel before, so I've been really looking forward to this. This is an excellent game.
Really? Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Ooh. Very good. Looking forward to it.
I'm Kefka14. You all last saw me on As Seen on TV a few weeks ago. I'm here today, joined by 7th Armstrong. We're going to be running some Adventures of Cookie and Cream. We also have Author Blues on commentary. If you want to say hello, Author Blues.
Hello.
Lovely. So, this game's pretty cool. It's a co-op run. As was stated earlier, we'll get more into it as we get going, but I'm ready to get started whenever you guys are. You can go ahead and count us down, take it away, or whatever.
Sure. All right, are we good to get started?
We are indeed. Yep. Ready when you are.
All right. So one big thing to note here is we are going to be using the co-op controls. So it is 2 different controllers, but this game also is solo player friendly. So if you want to give that a try sometime.
Friendly might be a stretch.
Right.
All right, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck, 7th.
You too.
All right. So, this is Adventures of Cookie and Cream. This is a FromSoft game. It's looking a whole lot like Dark Souls, if you can't tell. Definitely matching that typical FromSoft aesthetic.
Yeah, we had a little joke about it being like bunny souls from Soul.
Yeah.
Just got to find the Moonlight Greatsword.
But yeah, so this is a co-op platformer, sort of like a co-op platformer puzzle game. Those of you who are familiar with Mario Party mini games, it might look a little bit like Dungeon Dash. I believe that's what it's called, at least. And the general sort of flow of things here is, in order to progress through a lot of the levels, we have to sort of help each other out here. So you'll see here, 7th is going to jump on that switch over there, which will raise some platforms for me and allow me to cross the water. The game's divided into, a multitude of appropriately themed platformer-type worlds, and we're going to be playing through essentially all of them, other than the bonus world. So yeah, this first one here, this is Jungle World, and it's the easiest for sure because it's the first world. But that doesn't mean that you aren't going to see some pretty cool movement stuff. There's a lot of situations where we're supposed to be helping each other, but we found ways to sort of skip around it. Like right here, instead of having to wait for those rafts or whatever you want to call them to come up, I can just simply jump on through.
Very nice.
Right there.
Like so.
Yeah, as you can see, it's an asymmetric game, so both players are playing entirely different ways. And as mentioned, really the speed tech for this game is just discovering ways to avoid actually having to help one another. One player stopping to assist the other player to make progress is slower than both of them continuing on consistently.
Correct. One cool thing about running it co-op, though, is definitely adapting to each other's play style and just mistakes in general. There'll be situations during this run, I'm sure, where one of us will make an error, and the other player will have to adapt on the fly to sort of, not fall behind or not be too far ahead, even in some instances.
Communication is very key in this speed run. So if Tefka ever falls a little bit behind and lets me know, it's like, okay, I need to wait like a second or two, depending on how bad the issue was, and vice versa. Because a lot of the strats nowadays are very tight setups to do things to help each other get a little bit faster.
I have to ask whether it's kind of equal in difficulty, or whether one of you would say, oh yeah, I've definitely got the harder character. I mean, maybe both of you would say you've got the harder character just to flex, but...
Honestly, I was going to disagree. I disagree with that, 7th. I was going to say that I think your run's slightly harder than mine. I think as a whole...
I don't know.
Cream runners will never know the pain of being a cookie runner.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Well, actually, I think it's more like they both struggle with different things. Like Cream's side. Oh, hold on, I need to focus here. Okay.
You made it.
That was a really tough jump.
Yep, that jump I took across that's pretty flashy looking.
Cream has a lot of very precise lines and jumps, but Cookie
I'm a little late.
has but Cookie has a lot of being in position and timing switches and stuff. So it's kind of like there's two different challenges. Like it's weighted both sides. I guess that's the best way I'm trying to put it.
So this is our first boss right here. All the bosses kind of take the same flavor of you're stuck in an arena with them, and when they die, it'll spawn a trophy.
This first boss is the only boss that has 0 RNG. And it's very short as a result. We've already defeated it. So that's great.
Nice.
The rest of the bosses, I guarantee, are not going to go that smoothly. It turns into a bit of a RNG pie fight from here on out with boss fights, for sure.
Quick look right here. We can actually go left or right, and we're choosing to go to the right first because we're trying to get an RNG boss out of the way with. It's kind of our preferred thing. It's not this level or this world, but it is the next one. And then we're going to do the same thing, but spin around to the left to get another one out of the way with. Your Scorpion might be slightly messed up. Okay, cool.
It was. I went around it, though. We good.
Yep.
So yeah, you'll notice that you can zoom in the camera, and we do that in some instances to manipulate enemy positions. A lot of enemy positions in this game are regional based rather than global. So we'll be zooming the camera in and out in some instances just to facilitate having the enemies be in more advantageous positions. Yeah, I forewent the rope on that one. I saw how far away the bird on the left was getting.
Yep.
And I was like, that isn't going to work. And that's another one of those instances where communication and kind of paying attention to the other runner's screen is beneficial, for sure.
Yep, I was watching Kefka, so as soon as they went past the rope, I turned right around. So I didn't jump into the pit of doom.
So we're in the obligatory desert world. This world is kind of uneventful. There are definitely some interesting things. The next level in particular has a really precise and difficult trick on Seventh's side.
And I have a pretty interesting one right here as well. You can actually jump on this pipe. And right there, barely. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Some pretty cool tech
The theme
right
of this commentary is going to be that I'm not familiar with a lot of these new strats, and they're incredible.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm happy to just like kind of show the run off to a runner that hasn't really ran the game in a long time. That in of itself is an interesting sort of situation to be in as a commentator, I would imagine, you know?
Yeah, Seventh and Kefka brought a lot to this. We were talking earlier about sort of the state of the run. It got really optimized, at least in the ILs, by some previous runners, Ico Nordanix and Kefka and Seventh.
I believe it was the other runner. I think the other runner was OmniJ. I could be.
I think they changed their name.
They may have changed their name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Since I saw it. But yeah, Seventh and Kefka really have changed it quite a lot, it seems. So this is really fascinating to watch. Very
difficult skip coming up right here. Good luck.
Thank you. That's it.
There it is.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, so you're supposed to hatch an egg and then guide the bird all the way over there to serve as a step stool. But if you take a damage boost off of the cactus, you can actually make it up on top of the building, and it's very precise. Like
very precise.
The angle of that boost that you have to get and the distance you have to space yourself is wildly precise.
I would definitely put it in the one of the top 5 harder things in the game for sure.
Yeah, Cookie has a lot of precision jumps like that.
So this is Desert 4. This is one of the longest levels in the game at this point. There is a strategy that we're not going to be doing that you see in the IL where I'll explain it when I get to it. It'll make sense. Basically, here in a moment, I'm going to be riding a minecart, and you can actually skip this minecart entirely by running on these rails, and it is not easy because they're slippery. We're not going to be doing that during this for event safety, but yeah, that is a thing. Saves about 8 seconds.
A little bit more camera shenanigans here. Hold on. There we go. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, and what
that
the reason we did
earlier flame cycle.
Ooh, we're a little late. We're a little late. We nailed it. We nailed it. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, they have a consistent patrol, but like they mentioned, that patrol starts when they load in on screen, so the zoom can impact that.
Bad timing. I just have to
we got there at a slightly weird time for that button. So we're getting ready to go into the second boss of the run.
Time for me to
the totem. I heard it called earlier. The technical canonical name for this boss is Jean Paul, which is just amazing. This is all Cookie. This is all Cookie though. I can just stand here and laugh basically.
Yes.
Solid so far. It's that.
That hammer toss strat is really important here because while you're holding the hammer, you can't jump, and then he does this that you have to jump over. So that was a really great fight, honestly.
Yeah,
by my standards, at least.
Yeah, that was insane. That was really good. One of the better ones I've seen in a full game run in a while.
14 seconds. So yeah.
Yeah, I certainly am not holding myself to the same standard that you two do, but that by my standards, that was remarkable.
Yeah, that was a really nice fight right there. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fight can go very wrong very fast.
So this is Water World. This is kind of one of the longer worlds in the game. A lot of it's very auto-scrollery. That's an interesting word, but you'll notice here that Seventh is going to be riding this hippo for a little bit and is kind of just stuck waiting around. A lot of water worlds that way. A lot of waiting around and sort of just catching particular cycles and things like that. That being said,
notice.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to comment. You may notice that when one player's waiting for the other, often they'll fidget a little bit, and there's actually an important reason for that. It's not necessarily crucial in a speedrun capacity, but it does matter a little bit because if a player is idle for too long, the game will spawn an enemy that will come and drain your time from you. I don't know if it's got a canonical name, but we always refer to it as the time sucker.
I like that. We've not had a name for it. I'm keeping that.
Yeah, if you sit still for too long, it spawns it in. You can kill that enemy, so it's not necessarily detrimental. I mean, you know, sometimes who cares? But I know that when I play this game, I compulsively just fidget anytime I know that I'm going to be standing around for a second.
Yeah,
Well,
and
we've had a few
honestly, it doesn't.
instances where it actually like blocks you and prevents you from doing a jump sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The
way you bounce off of it, I'm surprised there's no strats for like intentionally spawning it and using it to cross a gap.
The other, you know, I've never thought of that. Interesting.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Didn't mean to invent struts.
You don't bounce off of it properly is the problem.
Oh, okay, you just
stick
squash
on
it.
in the air and then you squash it, So if you need like a slight amount more distance, maybe you could do something with it, but it's not a traditional bounce like the other enemies.
That makes sense.
The thing that's the most annoying about it to me is that your character will constantly make like a sort of a whining sound. And it's I like to compare it to kind of like Baby Mario in Yoshi's Island, where it's just annoying. It's just annoying.
At least when I used to run this spot right here was sort of a forced time sucker because the amount of time that you're stuck in that pot was long enough for it to spawn one.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Hippo,
I'm
God.
actually intentionally getting that because that hippo is actually in the way. And it saves like a fraction of a second to get it out of the way. Because I'm waiting for Cream anyway.
All right, so Water 3 starts off with another lovely auto scroller, more or less, on Cookie's side. I've got to do some not too scary jumps, but they're medium difficulty, I'd class them as.
This level brings in a new mechanic as well, which is that there's usually a line, or often there's a line in the middle of the screen separating the two sides. If the two players are close enough to one another, that line can go away. And as you can see, like in that part right there, Cream was actually on Cookie's side of the screen. As soon as the two players are far enough apart, that's no longer allowed. So as soon as the camera desyncs, you're not allowed to cross to the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
And this stage really plays with that mechanic.
And so that's a great time to mention it too. Right there, for example, I actually sacked my line slightly just so that Cookie wouldn't get cut off by it when trying to cross back over.
And another thing worth mentioning, grabbing interactables in this game is actually very difficult. So some of you might have looked at that and been like, oh, Kefka, it's a giant lever. Why'd you miss that? It's like, no, actually, that's very hard to grab. It's very hard to grab. The grab points are extremely small in this game. All right, let's see if I can do this. Oh, let's go.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
The ledge of that little cart is so slippery.
Yeah,
it is.
It's extremely tiny.
All right. So coming up here is one of the first instances of level RNG. There's not many examples of that in the run. I'm going to spin a wheel, and it's going to race some platforms. Hopefully we get the good pattern. We traditionally never do.
That's okay.
And wow, okay, yeah, that's like the second best pattern you can get. So cool, we'll take that.
Yeah, you just don't want to get the blue pattern, right?
Yeah, the blue pattern, and we pretty much traditionally always do. I don't know what it is. This level just hates us.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let the hippo eat me. Oh no, just kidding.
Every now
and then. Gonna boost around it.
Upright.
Okay.
Upright.
Yeah. So in this boss, Cookie is going to do all of the driving. Cream is just kind of along for the ride in the buggy. Cream, however, is the only one who's capable of picking up and throwing bombs. So Cookie is either going to drag her into the bombs or is going to push into the bombs. But you can only attack the fish when it's above the water, and sometimes not even then, but its hitbox is fickle in either case, so.
Yeah. You might want to grab that other one. There you go. So yeah, we actually found out, because I thought originally that Cream had 0 movement, but Kefka found out Cream does move, actually. It's just incredibly
very slowly.
Okay, so you do have just like a very small amount of influence. Yep. Oh, that's really nice. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I'd like to grab that
hold
clock.
these bombs here. Oh, you want to get the clock? Yeah, it's fine. But if it passes cream and is going downstream, I have to pull cream. That should pull you into that bomb, and I'll try and get you this one. There you go.
Yeah, this boss is probably one of the worst bosses in the game. You'll notice there the fish just jumped out of the water. It's completely random, as if the fish does that or not. And anytime it does, we're just bleeding time, basically. And there's nothing we can do about it.
It just jumped like 4 times for no reason.
Yep. Yeah, there's just nothing.
Your estimate is a little higher than we want. It's not much to do about it.
Take a mic.
Oh my God.
Please.
Surely not.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's so cursed.
Hey, come on.
Surely not again.
All right.
Yeah, but now he's gonna get stuck on the wall.
He's surfacing.
Okay.
He's
Yeah, that's
surfacing.
fine. You have a second shot.
He ate the bomb. That works. Whatever. Eat it and blow up. Get out of here.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's really not a lot you can do for that fight. I mean, certainly there's situations where if the fish is vulnerable and you haven't collected a bomb, then that's your fault. But outside of those very rare circumstances where maybe you just drove badly, this fish decides when the fight's over. And a minute 46 is like not the runner's fault, you know?
Yeah. For some perspective, the IL record's like 51 seconds on that. So, you know,
Wow.
there's a lot of variance on that
touch
fight.
up on another thing here. Now we're going the other way. Because we did that just to go fight the water boss because of how RNG that is, and now we're going this way to fight another RNG boss. It's this one and the next one that we're trying to get out of the way with. Just what we normally do in RTA, but...
Oh! That's a rare thing.
That's very
Yeah.
rare.
That's only happened to me twice, I think. And there's one of them. Awesome.
I love this world. I would probably say, at least from my perspective, that this world has the highest concentration, at least on average, of nasty strats. Like, it just expects you to play pretty well
Yes.
the whole time. There's only a few spots in this world that I would say are like particularly stand out as being truly terrible, but the whole world expects a lot of you.
So it's worth noting when we get to the second level, we want a little bit of quiet time. The second level, we've got some really killer strats that hopefully we get. I was just running into a wall trying to explain something. No big deal. I was waiting on Cookie anyway.
Can't believe you're doing that strat.
It's not too bad.
So for reference, the little billows on the left and right of those are meant to be able to send you back in case you get desynced or something like that. If you stand on them for too long, they will launch you all the way back to the beginning. So jumping off of them is risky, not necessarily hard, but risky.
Good luck, Seven.
Yeah.
All right, you got those jumps. Now it's my turn.
Yeah, good luck.
Here we go.
And then I have to keep my lines extremely tight.
Let's go.
Well done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's sick nasty, right?
And then I don't
mean to get hype about it, but man, that's
I
rough.
got it. Let's go.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. You two.
No, that's incredible.
All right.
They just skip doing every part of this stage. Just
Yeah, we don't help each other at all, other than here at the end. Beautiful music.
Yeah,
too,
there's a lot of
Beautiful.
like one player setting a setting and the other player making the platforms move. That's pretty time consuming. Remarkable.
We didn't
honestly.
do any of those.
Dude, that was a 51. That was like 0.3 off IL record.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, that was sick.
So
this level here is a little bit
interesting strat here coming up. I'm actually gonna jump off and intentionally kill myself to bait out this bell to make this jump kind of easier to get across.
Oh wow. Oh my god.
I know.
That's the smartest strat I've ever seen.
It's a cool one.
I found that one like a week ago. I'm very happy with that. So that makes this
This is
level
blowing my mind.
infinitely easier for Cookie. Because you normally have to
Yeah, this is blowing my mind. As a cookie runner, I find myself watching almost entirely the cookie side. And yeah, this is blowing my mind.
All right. So we do
you're
have
gonna
another
love this
small
then.
moment of quiet time in this level. This level has a mechanic that, if you're not musically trained, can be a little bit tricky. Where we normally with the game,
so I rely on Gekisha.
there's like a little bit of a keyboard thing coming up, and the game will play 3 notes. And what the game expects you to do, or what the devs intended you to do, was match the 3 notes that it plays to you. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. Oh, I missed the bow. There we go.
I always knew this was possible. I was never able to work it out.
It took us a while too. Yep, tradition.
Yeah.
Double tradition. There we go. Okay. We got it.
Is it something about making the platform reset that it's...
Yep.
It displaces them slightly lower if you just do 1 note correct and then the second note wrong.
God.
And it just makes it barely makeable.
You have to hit it at the very height. The very height of your single jump.
Oh,
this is so much tighter than it looks.
Yeah, the window that it expects you to get on this is like, honestly, kind of unreasonable.
There it is.
Nice.
Okay, good job.
It's like very small number of frames window you can be off by.
It's silly. It really is. Those symbols have ruined quite a few attempts.
I think this is one of my favorite bosses.
This is a cool boss. I agree.
It's so simple, but it's really satisfying to do well.
Oh, let's go.
Did we just get the insane tier RNG during an event?
Yeah, we did. 14,
oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
We did. Let's go.
This run is wild.
I love this.
Me and Sky got that skip after the piano one time in practice, and we could never reproduce it. We never had any idea why we were able to pull it off one time, and we could never do it again. And it ate away at us.
It's not that hard either. It really isn't. There's definitely harder jumps in the game to make.
Well, I think the thing is I don't think we ever realized that we may have like input wrong one time and it displaced them, and that's why we were able to get it never again.
Trick World.
Yeah, so Trick World is kind of like toy themed. It's an interesting world. It used to be one of my least favorites, but it's grown on me a lot over the past few months. It's kind of
this world's all about. Yeah, this world's all about gimmicks. It's a lot less truly like hell platforming, and it's much more about like little gimmicky features that you get to play with, and not too terrible. I mean, as far as I can think, the only stage that's tricky is the part with the train skips with Cream.
I have to do my section a little blind, so I took a hit. Oopsie.
The fourth level's a little weird, but it's the train skips.
Also,
probably
there's a dev tunnel.
Oh yeah, there's a little dev tunnel on Cream side.
That was so funny to find.
Cool. That was solid. Trick 2. This is the first instance of a vehicle level in the game, and they're very cursed. If somebody, you know what, you explain how these vehicles work a little bit while we struggle.
Well, so this one is this the robot one? Yeah, this is the robot, and each player controls one of the treads. So you have to coordinate even simple things like going forward and turning. It takes a decent amount of coordination. And then when you actually want to like break the boxes in front of you, you both have to hit at the same time. I mean, not like it's not timing based, but you have to be coordinated. I honestly should shut up, but I find it remarkable how much of this that you two do without saying anything to each other. I'm losing it.
Because we have about 1.5 seconds of audio delay from Discord, so we just had to learn each other visually.
We did a practice run about a week ago and didn't even call each other, like on Discord. Like couldn't talk to each other at all, just as like a challenge.
Just a test.
It was interesting. It was fun. Yeah.
I mean, that's a cool challenge.
It was fun. Yeah, this is actually the longest level in the game now. It used to not be, but it is these days. A little bit of a slog, but it's not too bad.
I would say in this game, most of the vehicles aren't difficult in any way, but they like you really kind of either need to have a good line of communication or really understand the vehicle well enough to just know what your role is.
Exactly. Yeah, that's accurate.
I would argue.
All right, here we
Arctic.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
the boat is definitely pretty terrible.
yeah, rowing in the Arctic is maybe its own thing. So this is the train level we were talking about, and this level is all about being forced to match the pace of the train, because the train is how you're supposed to get past certain obstacles, and they will not.
Yeah, we're not riding the train other than at the main start there. And this level for Cookie is pretty uneventful too. Cookie's just kind of chilling for the rest of this level.
It's just cruising to the end, yeah.
Me, on the other hand, if you touch this train track, you get electrocuted and die. But we're just gonna schmove on around them. Jump over that
there's
car
for
there.
some inexplicable reason, like some very small patches of safe ground around these barriers, and so Cream can get around them, but it is not as easy as it looks. Like, they're making it look pretty easy.
That's solid. Yeah, I'll take that. So trick 4. This is one of the hardest levels to run in the game in terms of like an individual level context, for sure. It's not too bad in full game if you just sort of chill out, which we're definitely going to do to a degree here. But this level's kind of rough.
I feel like going for a remarkable time on this stage would be a nightmare, just with all of the little pieces that you have to navigate.
See here, there we go. I'll probably take damage here, but it will damage boost me over. Yep, okay, we're good. We are good. See if I can get the crank jumps.
So how does damage work in this game? Do you only have a couple of hits that you can take, or what's the...
So damage takes away your time, actually.
Oh, okay.
So every time you take a hit, you lose, what is it, 20, 15 seconds? Something like that?
It's 20. Yeah.
And it stacks pretty fast. I mean, if you're struggling, you will run out of time rapidly.
Yeah, there's like no iframes in this game at all. Like if you start getting hit by something, you just repeatedly get hit.
Ugh.
I like this boss a lot. Your opinion may differ.
I like to call this guy Tricky Ricky. What he can spit out is completely RNG. Oh, lovely. We crushed the bird.
He'll always spit out 3 things. If there's already things on the screen, he'll just add to that pile. But the things you don't want to see are the red enemies, because I think they can't be inhaled, if I'm remembering correctly. And then the flying enemies are fine, but you do have to manage them fairly well to be able to inhale them, because they have to land. So like a perfect RNG would just be like 3 yellow birds on the ground.
I kind of gotten to where I prefer the flying ones because they actually aggro to you, whereas the yellow ones...
Right, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
The yellow ones
as long as
sort of just...
wander away, sometimes behind an obstacle or something.
That's okay. Yeah, that was pretty okay. It definitely could have went better, but that wasn't terrible by any means.
So we've got...
Yeah, you didn't get any of those rounds of just like 3 reds.
Oh, and it's worth noting that that car is also different in terms of controls. Cream is doing forward, back. Cookie is doing left and right.
Oh, I was about to say, like, is one person doing the driving and one person doing the sucking, but no.
Nope.
Crazy.
Well, one person does have exclusive control over the inhaling, but the car itself also is split.
So this is Magic World. It's terrible. It's probably my least favorite world in the game, especially the third level in it.
Really nasty strats, nasty levels.
Yeah. Very nasty, indeed.
We have a nickname for it called Tragic World.
I mean, it's appropriate,
yeah, this world is just... This level's not too bad. This is also one of the longer levels in the game. Oh, yeah, you got it. You got that cycle. We found a skip about a week ago that you can use to skip over this gap and jump onto that bridge right as the claw is grabbing it, because it scoots forward by like a few pixels. You'll notice it kind of shifts slightly. Very, very precise. We've not even gotten it in an IL yet. Probably won't for a long time. Probably one of the hardest jumps we found in the game that's even possible at this point.
Yep.
Let's see what we got here. Okay,
So
cool.
Cookie has the ability to line this thing. It's designed almost certainly for Cookie to rotate it while Cream is jumping, but the jumps are frankly just easier if you put it in a good position and leave it.
Yep.
So Magic 2 is one of the other few levels in the game that actually has some RNG to contend with. There's like a doorway coming up that Cookie's gonna open, and you have a 50% chance of it just, you just being able to walk right through, and the other 50% is not that, simply put. So we'll see what we get.
It's a 25% chance to get punched in the face.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Not a joke.
Yeah, not even joking.
Let's see what we get. Survey says. Woo! Hey.
Good to go.
Let's go.
Yep. Oh, cool. The knight got me. Whatever. Doesn't matter much. I'm waiting for Cookie anyway.
Yep.
Yep.
I think Cream can get hit 3 times and still not lose time. It's kind of great. Cookie has so much to do.
Yeah, this is definitely a Cookie level. Solid.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
here we
remember
go.
to zoom.
Yep, I got you. Oh no.
Thank you.
Yep, and I'll go with you after the pump as well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoops. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Fine. Yeah, we're
Here's the real final boss. Not really, but
True. Please. Oh, thank goodness. Oh,
we made it across the bridge. Let's go.
That bridge is so trivial until it's not trivial.
Exactly. It's rough too. We figured out that kind of zooming. Oh, whoa. Kind of zooming makes it to where like the cannonballs don't spawn as frequently or something, and it makes it a little easier, but it can still troll you.
Extremely.
There's actually a skip in this level where you can skip this crank puzzle on Cream's side. I can jump straight to the end. Extremely precise. We've managed to get it in an IL, but we've not put it in full game yet, and I don't even know that we ever will, to be honest.
I don't think we will. It's too much.
And then this level introduces rolling on the top of these circus balls, which reverses your controls.
It's my favorite vehicle level.
All right.
Ooh, good button.
We should be good.
Thank
If Cookie gets over that one, we're usually in good shape here.
Yeah, the only real problem is that the clowns will harass you like in real life. And so you really want to get to the buttons as quickly as possible before one player starts getting harassed by them.
Okay. Nice.
Well done.
Yeah, that was solid.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. Excellent magic, actually. That might be the best magic
Yeah.
we've ever gotten during a full game run
Yeah,
as a
seriously.
whole. For real.
All that practice paying off.
What?
This boss is pretty straightforward. On one side,
What?
Yes.
there will be-
Yes.
What was happening? I was like dead on that.
You're
I don't
just
understand.
barely too far away. That's funny. Oh, this one.
yeah, barely.
Interesting.
So in this fight, on one side of the screen, one of the bears will throw cards, and you find the matching one on the other side and hit him. Is basically the idea.
There is another way that you can know where the right one is. The correct one will have a shadow. The others won't. See, like right here.
Yeah.
I
Never
instantly
realized that.
could see that one has a shadow.
We didn't
I'm learning
We only
so much
learned
today.
that. We only learned that fairly recently. One of the chickens tells you, as it turns out.
But who would ever talk to them?
Yeah, exactly.
Someone in the Discord did. Zero.
Yeah, someone in the
actually
Discord
was.
mentioned that to us. Everyone's like, hey, if you you can do this, and the chicken tells you. We were like, oh, oops. All right, we're wrapping up towards the end of this game. We only have 2 worlds left, Arctic and the final world. Arctic, is as cursed as it sounds. Everything's on ice physics, but that does open up some interesting opportunities. As a result of everything being slippery, you actually run slightly faster when you have full momentum here. So certain jumps are only possible in Arctic as a result in terms of distance, which is pretty interesting.
And we need that,
go.
few spots.
I was a little far to the right of that thing. That is pretty.
Nice penguins.
I'm gonna have. I gotta go around them, but I'd rather have to go around them than them get in the way and like
That's all right.
hit me when I'm trying to pull the crane. Oh, okay.
That does explain why we've sometimes had a harder time with some of the jumps here when done from a standstill.
Yep.
Yep.
It takes
I don't think I
longer
ever
to get
realized
your
that you-
momentum, but once you do get your momentum, it's slightly faster than any other world in the game.
Focus time for me.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a very hard cookie level. Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
There's a jump here that looks impossible. The fact that it isn't is just freaky to me, honestly.
Oh.
See what we got.
Oh, barely.
Ooh.
I'll hit it 4 times for you. There you
Okay,
go.
thank you very much. Got my momentum back.
Yeah, you can jump off of that little pipe, and I only hit the air pump 3 times.
Okay, cool.
But
Okay,
if seventh falls, I'll just hit it 4 times because it makes it free, pretty much.
Yeah, that looks like the tiniest hitbox. Like, I'm sure
It's
that
really
must be
small.
minuscule.
pretty consistent with it, but just barely missed it this time.
Now
Yeah,
the
I-
part where Cookie gets the troll cream. Oh, too nice.
Am I gonna drown? Ooh, almost.
I would never. Only
I like to hit the
How's-
islands for Sky and watch her struggle.
So coming up here is one of the second to last vehicle that you'll be seeing in the game, the boat. This is probably the hardest vehicle to control in the game. Counterclockwise, by the way, 7.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like to have
so
Hefner
one-
remind me. I struggle.
That's what friends are
Whoa,
for.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Thank you.
We got stuck on the
There you
wall. Okay, we're good.
Yep.
We're good.
Just get in front of that walrus quick.
Yeah, so this one operates exactly the way you expect it to. I mean, it's just steering is done entirely by who is rowing,
what?
but
Okay, there we go.
only having control of one oar does make this way harder than you would think.
Way harder.
We'll adjust.
It's very
Perfect.
very finicky is the way I would
This is
describe it.
very humanizing to watch you two struggle with this. After this entire run, it's really nice to see a familiar struggle, you know?
Yeah.
The
and
boat
these
will
levels
always
are-
be the boat.
Yeah, the boat will always be the boat. That is for sure.
Sky used to get so fed up with the boat that she would stop watching the screen and just tell me when to row.
Oh, that is very understandable.
Can relate. Although this boat section went pretty well.
Yeah, if you watch our old videos of this, there's a lot of like, start rowing, stop rowing, start rowing, stop rowing.
Hey, good strat.
Alrighty. So we're getting ready to get to the boss. We're getting ready to get to the boss of Arctic, which is probably the most annoying boss in the game, is the way I would like to describe it. It either goes really well or it's a complete catastrophe. There's kind of no middle with it.
Yep.
Such a cool boss too. It's like, it's really fascinating when it goes well. It just feels so satisfying, but it never does.
I'm gonna do a little swag turn around there.
I'm coming. Oh, there we go. I made it.
All right.
Not much to do.
So
to
we've got a
speed that
bit.
up.
We've got a bit of a normalized way we do this. I just sit still, and that first hit is guaranteed.
Wow.
We got an early roar. That's good. We stay up here so we can kill those penguins really quick. See what we got.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
every
fine.
time you bump the ice, it gets faster, and so a lot of these setups are jamming it in between you and the wall, so it hits you a ton of times.
1, 2, 3, 4. Drown. and I'm drowning on purpose to prevent more penguin spawns. Because penguins only spawn, like he only has the opportunity to roar if
That went
both
really well.
Cookie and
That was
Cream
solid.
are in the playing field.
Yeah, that was a really solid
So
boss fight.
smart.
I'm with chat on this one. Why is that boss actually really quite cute?
It is cute.
It's
So
one of my
we're,
favorite
we're already-
designs of bosses.
We're already going into the final world. This is Tumble World. Definitely got some
Good luck.
interesting stuff in it. The first half is kind of sky themed. The second half is sort of dark castle themed, is the way I would describe it.
Castle-themed, yeah.
This first level, this is the shortest level in the game, other than a couple boss fights. If it goes well, that is.
I'm gonna leave. Okay, jump.
You landed. That's all that matters there.
That's
That
all
fan is
that matters.
really, really, really weird. That Seventh just jumped through over there. Very
Yep.
strange.
I'm not even gonna go into details. It'll take about an hour to
It-
explain it.
Yeah, we've spent literal hours on just that fan. Like studying it and how it moves.
No joke.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's fine. The wind almost pushed me off. By the way, there's wind pushing you the whole time in that level. To the side.
Yep. Yeah, so that went really well. This is the last vehicle level, where we have to fly a bird.
Yeah.
I'm controlling the up and down. Seventh is controlling the left and right, and I am the one who picks up and drops the bombs. So yeah, this level's almost an auto scroller at this point in this game's sort of speedrun for sure. You can definitely do it a little bit faster by just cutting corners a little tighter and stuff like that, but it's pretty straightforward.
Going under those cannons is so smart.
It helps a lot to go under the cannons.
And boom. Yeah, we just have to blow up that door 3 times. And then we're on to Tumble 3, which is a very, very, very eventful level. We'll see what happens. Alright, and swoop right up, and boom. Cool.
Okay. It might veer to the side a little bit. No, it's fine. Okay.
Nah, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, if I'm not
I was a little
perfectly
late
in the
because it
middle-
tilted, but it was fine.
Yeah. If I'm not perfectly in the middle, that bird tilts and can give one of the characters a splat if we're not careful.
Alright, good luck.
You too.
Yeah, I guess one of the things that we've made it this whole time without ever mentioning is that if one of the players falls far enough, there's a little fall stun when you touch the ground. And like a lot of the micro optimization in this game is just trying to avoid those moments.
Yes. For sure. Okay.
fine.
He got me.
Yeah,
He
that's great.
yeah. He nicked me once, but we're good. So there is a really big skip that we're gonna do here. It could take a while. We could get it quick. We'll see what happens. Either way, it's gonna save time because it's gonna skip a whole boss fight that's at the end of this level.
Who's going to do
Basically
it
what-
first? Would
Yeah,
be
who gets
question.
in first? That's the real question. Probably Seventh.
Usually it's Kefka.
Seventh has had better odds today, though.
Well, chat, tell us who you think's going to get in first, Cookie or Cream?
Yeah, big oof.
Too late.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm in. Good
Cream
luck.
fans are eating today.
Thank you, thank you. True.
Cookie surely not too far behind. Yeah, you're mentioning
so
that
the
this is a painfully precise, jump.
Yeah.
So this does save enough time that this is still worth it. I mean, no matter what point you're at, this still continues to be worth it at all times. But
There it is. Whoosh.
It's,
and my job's
it's
not
still
over
worth
yet.
precise.
This
That's
is
the crazy part.
really hard. Hold on, because these guys have lances on Cookie's side and can hit you off the edge. Okay, whew, okay. So I have to walk very close to the edge there.
And what we're skipping
now
here
we're home
is
free.
the whole end of that level is a refight with the first boss in the game. And
except for
we
he has
skip-
twice as much health.
and he has
Yep.
twice as much health. So we're skipping that whole fight
Thank God.
by doing that. And if anybody's curious if it's ever been gotten first try, yes, it has. It's not easy.
That's unfortunate, because as soon as you break that seal, that's the new standard.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, we have not done it first try in an RTA, only in IOs.
Yep.
Yet.
That is correct.
Don't worry.
Then there are still yet mountains to climb.
So this level actually has a unique mechanic that we luckily didn't have to talk about, where if one of us falls off the map, the level just ends and says Fallout.
It's the only level that can happen.
Yep,
to my
it's
knowledge.
the only level that does that. It's super scary because it's right at the end of the run. This is literally the last level before the final boss. We gotta fight a little mini boss.
It makes sense
here.
because a lot of the obstacles don't respawn, so if you did fall off, you likely can't even complete the level, but it's terrifying.
Oh my gosh, the sync on you too. This is ridiculous.
Okay, I'm gonna get out ahead of this. They're about to fight the final boss. The final boss is a nightmare.
Yeah. Good luck.
Sometimes the final boss just decides to misbehave.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Okay, nice.
The big thing is, if we get bad RNG, we get bad RNG. We don't want to get hit.
Yeah, as you can see, there's no.
Oh, I was late.
Okay, sorry.
As you can see, there's no clocks here, so if they take a hit, that's 20 seconds. They're not getting back.
Oh, stop doing the darkness. The darkness is the slowest one by far.
Ooh. Okay. Ugh, I don't like the look of that clock.
I know, right? Oh, stop doing the darkness. No. Oh. Go.
So there will be a clock that spawns here once the phase changes, but it's anyone's guess.
I believe in Kefka. We did it. Oh, we have one on the move. Go get it. Don't get hit. All right, I'll snag it.
Get him on the rebound.
Yep.
Nice.
Good man.
Well done.
Nice.
And that's time.
Nice.
And that's time. That's time right there.
GG.
Woo!
Well done, Kefka.
That
GG, man.
got a little hairy.
It got a little hairy, man,
this
but we made it.
boss
We made it through.
always does.
Yeah, we've had multiple retries on that boss on world record pace before even, and it's just killed record. It's terrible. But yeah, that's the Adventures of Cookie and Cream. I can't recommend this game enough. I've speedrun tons of games, and I've been speedrunning for like 12 years, and I will say this has easily been one of my favorites, if not my favorite, that I've ever picked up.
It's an incredible game.
It's an incredible game, truly.
I found this game like probably 7-8 years ago, and I didn't really have anyone to speedrun with me. So it took quite a long time to get into this game for me, but this is something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. So thank you very much, Gekisha, for coming on this journey with me over these few months. It's been such a blast.
It's been my pleasure. Absolutely. And speaking of, it's also been my pleasure to be on the finale of Going Places. I'm more than thrilled we were asked to be on here for the show. This has been a wonderful time.
Well, we took some creative liberties with I took some creative liberties with getting this one on the show, but I'm so glad. I think that's probably, ignore what I said at the start, that's probably the best co-op run that we have had on Going Places. Ignore the fact that I said that was the only one. But yeah, that was so good. Yeah, GG's both of you. I think Cookie and Cream has whet the appetite of quite a few people in chat. So if folks were interested in trying this out with a solo, or maybe they've got a younger brother that they can unplug the controller. How can folks get started on this?
Yeah, we always love to have more Cookie and Cream runners. Very friendly community. We're working on making some more guides. We've been very focused on really grinding this game out and trying to learn everything we can about it. So now it's time to help the rest of the community learn about the game. So this is a great time to get into it if you're looking for it.
Yeah, also, I'd like to give a special thanks to Author Blues for hopping in. I asked pretty last second, but it was amazing having you. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a ton of fun.
Oh, by the way,
Thanks for having me. This is an awesome game. I'm glad to have been a part of sharing it.
What was the final time on this run?
Was
Out
it
of curiosity.
48:10, yeah.
48:10? Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
my. That's like
that's
15,
fantastic.
20 seconds right behind the world record.
Off the record, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's solid.
this
run.
Yeah. Oh.
This is a deeply underappreciated game. It's shocking to me with how awesome of a speedrun this is that more people don't jump onto it.
Same.
I mean, I can't speak to solo because I think that would be a nightmare to actually try to do a run of with the amount of coordination it takes. But you know, if you've got a friend who you can do a speedrun with, can't recommend it enough. It's super fun.
Brilliant. I saw some folks in the chat earlier singing the plaudits of Broby. I think Broby was behind the PNG tuber
That
thing
is
that we got
correct.
going?
Yes. Special thanks to Broby
Shout
for
out to
making
Broby.
these PNGs for us. For real, like it's
Yeah.
not something
I had
I've
a
ever
little
done before,
concept in
but I'm enjoying
mind,
it.
And I was like, oh, I know Broby does art. Let me ask Broby.
I'm happy to
they're
be
very willing.
Moon Chicken.
Yeah. Special thanks to Oth and Hib for being chickens.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, and then folks, if folks are just interested in seeing more of what you do, where can they find your speedrun action?
They can specifically find runs of this on 7th Armstrong's channel. When we play this, we stream on his channel. But just to shamelessly plug myself as well, I'm Kefka14, and if you want to see any other number of weird, niche, obscure games, you can follow me too, of course. So yeah.
And I also run my fair share of variety. So you never know what I'm up to as well.
Awesome. Well, you two, thank you so much. Before we head on into an intermission, getting ready for our Friday the 13th themed Gregory Horror Show, might as well let you folks know we've actually got somebody on the call here who has put their name forward because Games Done Quick is hiring. If you are interested in a full-time role at GDQ, we are looking for a new hotfix manager. So if you're looking for part-time work, we are looking for new showrunners as well. Plenty of great showrunning ideas that have come in. I think you've got at least another week before that closes for season 4. So you can go to gamesdonequick.com/jobs to apply, or you can share with anybody else who's got a creative mind who might be able to pull off the next Going Places or just something completely different. And if you're just a runner, you just want to run things, and you want to rock up to Awesome Games Done Quick 2025, then registration is now open. Hotel registration will be opening, today. Well, today for me, because I'm in a different time zone, but very soon for you as well. So visit gamesdonequick.com for more information. Well, we've got a run to get set up. Welcome back, folks. Hope you had a nice little break there. Maybe a little opportunity to get up, have a little stretch, make sure you're staying hydrated and snacked up. I've got myself some snacks for the rest of what we've got going on the Games Done Quick Hotfix today. A little reminder that these are shows that we scatter in between our mainline events, Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick. This has been a regular occurring show for the past 3 years. This is Going Places, where we go around the world looking for region-exclusive games, as well as games that we can play on the go. And this last season, we've been sort of focusing more on the PlayStation kind of ecosystem of games. So we've been seeing some PSP action, we've been seeing a lot of PS1 and PS2, and PS2 is the flavor for today. So we just had an amazing run of The Adventures of Cookie and Cream, one of the best co-op runs, should I say, of Going Place history. But we are about to be treated to something a little bit different. Just before we do that, might as well remind you folks that we've got an official GDQ Discord, and you can add the Hotfix role where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, you can talk with staff, and a whole lot more. So you can use !Discord in the Twitch chat for more info. And if you've missed out on any of our shows or events, you can check all of the VODs up on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Alrighty, I've been yammering on way too long. We are going to be throwing it over to a game that wasn't region well, it was region exclusive. The North America didn't get this. The NTSCU region didn't get this, but we've got 3 people who are much more qualified to talk of this game than I am. So we are going to throw it over to Garlips and the gang. How are you doing, Garlips?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm thoroughly, even though this is the last episode, I'm thoroughly enjoying so far what the show has to offer, and I'm intrigued to see more of this game.
Well, this is one of the games of all time. It's tremendous, and I love this game. I love the PS2 as well, so it's a real honor to be able to show it off. This is Gregory Horror Show. It's a survival horror-ish game for the PS2 developed by Capcom. It's actually an adaptation of a cartoon that was created in sort of the early 2000s by Naomi Iwata. And some people may recognize the style because apparently there is a very famous show in Canada called Piccola. And the guy who made Piccola also made this. So if you know that, you might know this.
The more you know.
Yeah. So we'll get started in just a second, but I must introduce, I brought good friends along with me today. I've got Streetback Guy.
Hello, I learned this game not too long ago, and now I'm only 18 seconds on my PB behind Garlips here.
Ooh. Yeah, the pressure's on. To be fair, it was my job to teach him, so I must have done a good job. I must have done a good job.
Yeah, you did, yes.
And also, I have with me my great friend, Handsome Strife.
Hello. I have not played this game, but I have watched the series, so I know some things.
He's the lore master this evening. So I'll get us ready to go here. We actually count time from the name input selection screen, so we can skip this FMV. We're going to pick a one character name, and I usually go with O because, well, you'll see. So we'll just get ready here, and I'll count us down, just so we're ready to begin. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So,
good luck.
Thank you. So we're skipping FMVs right now. It's a crime that you won't see those FMVs, but I strongly can urge you to go and play the game casually. This game is sort of survival horror, sort of not. It's basically an eavesdropping simulator. You walk around and look and talk to people and spy on them and find out ways to steal the souls that they're carrying. So we're kind of in this purgatorial realm. We were lost on a dark, cold night, and we found refuge at Gregory Hotel, which is run by Gregory. And you're about to meet Gregory. He's delightful. You'll all love Gregory. He's great.
The rat with the Riz.
He is indeed.
Wow.
Here he is.
The rat with the Riz. Look at that.
Unspeakable Riz.
Yeah.
Well, just wait till he pulls his famous glasses trick later.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's something.
Spoilers.
Give him the old razzle dazzle. So he's just realised that he's on a day-night cycle and he's got a schedule to keep. So we're going to nick this key from over here.
And that was the first bit of tech in the run.
Yeah, we gave him a little push.
Because you can't grab the key while Gregory is kind of in the vicinity. So in order to be able to do that, you give him a little nudge. And here we have a little bit of a race against time where we need to unlock this door before Gregory comes around that corner.
I actually discovered today that you can unlock that door, but then not be able to open the door, and he can catch you up enough between the two things happening to stop you, which is cool. I didn't know that. So this is Neko Zombie. Neko Zombie kind of serves as our tutorial in the game. He teaches us about the hotel, the guests, the game's major systems and how to interact with them. He's now teaching us about peeking. When you play casually, you'll do a lot of peeking. Basically looking through keyholes to spy on people to find out information about them. He's going to drop a hint about his favorite food, but we already know what his favorite food is, so we can just skip out of this as soon as it lets us. Back in we go. And now he's going to quiz us. His favorite food is chocolate, a dessert that's not too cold.
Not too cold and sweet, is it?
Yeah, which a banana also fits the bill, in my opinion. And scholars have long discussed and argued whether it should be banana or not, but it is chocolate.
And one nice thing about that menu option too is it never changes the position, so you'll always know exactly which one to pick.
Yeah,
delightful.
Very helpful. So he's about to give us a whole list of things we can talk to him about. We're just going to immediately cancel out of that. And now we're going to go and see death. So in this game, every time you go to sleep, you will meet death in your dreams. And what we're trying to do is hand all of the souls back to death. The lost souls that found their way to this hotel, they're being held against their will by the guests at the hotel. So the idea is you steal the souls from the guests, hand them back to death. You keep doing that, you beat the game.
Death is from Sweden?
Death is Swedish.
Yeah, don't question it. don't question it.
I actually have my own personal fan theory as to why he's Swedish, and that's to do with the most famous depiction of death in cinema, which is the Swedish film The Seventh Seal from the 60s. Anyone who knows Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure will remember that William Sadler played Death in that movie, and he's basically a parody of that interpretation of death. You know, on the beach, in a black cloak, playing chess. So that's my personal theory as to why he's Swedish, but I will never know.
I mean, you say you'll never know. On the official Wikipedia, that's what it's listed as.
Really?
He wears a Swedish flag on his head in reference to the Ingmar Bergman movie, The Seventh Seal.
I'd like to say I edited that page, but I did not.
Also, here is Catherine, the first guest other than Neko Zombie that you'll encounter.
This is an unskippable cutscene. You'll get to meet some of the guests during unskippable cutscenes because I can't do anything about them. Yeah, she's a phlebotomist.
Catherine is beautiful.
Yeah, she's really into her work. She likes drawing blood from people. Right, we're going to skip out of this menu as well, and off we go. We're now going to be introduced to another character called James. He is Gregory's grandson.
Oh, sorry, you said Gregory's grandson. I think what you meant was the worst.
He is also the worst.
He does look like a little rascal.
You nasty child! Stop throwing your.
There are
All I'm going to
other
say
words.
is
Okay.
What I'm going to say is after this night, he's literally not important at all.
Yeah.
Oh.
He can sometimes get in your way and follow you around. There's one major spot where he can be a bottleneck that's going to be really annoying. So we'll see if we get the luck on that to have that happen. I've had extraordinarily bad luck today playing this game, so we'll see. But the eagle-eyed amongst you, the detectives in the chat, might have noticed that there was a subtle hint there about things you can drop on the floor to make people fall over. I don't know if you picked up on it at home, but it's banana skin. If you spy on people and overhear them by spying through keyholes, you'll be told that Catherine has no prefrontal vision because her eyes are on the side of her head. Like, literally, they say, my eyes are on the side of my head. I can't see anything in front of me. If you put something in front of me, I'll fall right over it. And, well, we now have a banana skin. So we're just trying to get there as quickly as possible. Oh, James is going the other way, so that's interesting. Sometimes James can appear in this corridor. I don't think he really does any harm being here, but I thought he was good luck until Street told me he's not good luck, so...
I mean, yeah, he literally doesn't affect anything.
No, it's you know, like sometimes speedrunners just have these things that are placebo effect. They make you feel, oh yeah, this is the run, when really they don't matter at all. But anyway, Catherine is now going to slip on this banana skin.
I do have to say, Garlips, that placement was very appealing.
It was. Oh, zinger. Love it.
I'm back, baby.
That was rotten. That was absolutely rotten, both of you.
Well, you know, it's backfired on us because I got the bad spawn. So that soul can appear in front of Catherine or behind, and behind is slower. And I got the behind spawn, so... serves us right.
It's very rare for it to actually spawn in front of Catherine now. I thought earlier today that it might have to do with what step she is in her animation cycle, but that is something that I am not willing to test because I do not want to face Catherine that much.
It's gone! My soul, it's gone!
Yeah, so what we're being introduced to now is the core concept of the game. When you steal a character's soul, they will now be out for blood. They will submit you to a horror show if they catch you, the titular horror show of the game. The problem is, you won't see any horror shows on the run, hopefully. Asterisk. So...
also, just to check, Garlic, because I'm not super familiar with the game, but I am the thing. As I read it, they're not the souls of these characters, are they? They're souls that these people have acquired and are just keeping with them.
Yeah, so I think the core conceit of the story is that lost souls find their way to Gregory House. And I think much like we were a lost soul that found our way to Gregory House, so are these other souls, and they've been kind of ensnared by the guests here. I don't know if the guests here actually have souls of their own or not. I don't think they do if they feel the need to capture and steal souls. So, yeah, I think they've been nefariously captured, and we're returning them to death is our way of kind of like settling those souls to rest, kind of speaking. And he just said, oh, because he actually says, oh, it's you. But because we always cut him off, he just goes, oh, every time he sees us, which is why my character's named O today. Oh,
you also didn't hand him over the soul there.
Yes, I'll explain that in a second. But first, Gregory Glasses. There it is. That's the stuff.
What a guy.
Well then.
Smooth operator, that man.
Better start getting ready to receive the new guest.
Each night, you will have 3 souls to find and give back to death. In this kind of opening tutorial that we're doing now, you only have access to 1 soul at a time because they're easing you in gently. But after this, you can potentially get all 3 souls at once, and we will be doing that in quite a few instances. But what I've decided to do there is not hand over a soul to death. There are benefits to doing that. It makes your mental health gauge go down much slower.
Know my name. Judgment!
This is Judgment Boy, by the way. Hello, Judgment Boy. I'm trying to explain to the gang. So there's kind of a risk-reward system where if you're carrying around a soul, it means that your health bar decreases a lot slower. But if someone catches you, they will take that soul back, and then you will have to repeat whatever the series of events are to steal that soul again.
Judgment!
Right. So
also it is Judgment Boy because there's no E.
You know what? I'd never noticed that until you pointed it out to me. I've been playing this game 20 years.
Very upset by this.
And I'd never noticed. Right, so I just picked up...
You're welcome.
There's no other finer way to put a point on this. I just picked up an adult magazine from Catherine's bedroom. Now, this adult magazine does not belong to Catherine. It belongs to one Mr. Gregory A. Mouse. So...
Shocker.
Yeah. And what he's going to do with it next, you don't want to know. But he's going to confiscate it from us. He's going to make judgments about us and our life choices, which is pretty rude, considering that it belongs to him. He's going to recommend that we find a self-help book. And then he's going to... Yeah, I mean... Brazen and rude, but...
Players got to play, I guess.
Anyway, he's off to the storeroom to have some private time. We're not going to interrupt him. We're going to grab this green herb, and we're going to grab this other green herb. Is James blocking me? No, James is not blocking me. Great. This is the run. This one's going to be good. So there's the self-help book. Now, Judgment Boy will always present you with a hypothetical scenario. You know, you have a choice between donating all your money to charity or keeping it for yourself, and you have to choose between money or love. And even if you choose love, he says, I don't believe you. You pick the money, you were a bad person. Unless you present him with the self-help book. So that's what we're going to do, and that's how we get his soul.
Judgment!
Now, you can hammer X to go through all this dialogue, but if you hammer X too quickly, you'll end up choosing the option without seeing it, which is very dangerous because it moves. It's not always in the same spot. So
yes, this game is devious like that, especially when it comes to Judgment Boy and another thing later, which I'm not going to spoil. You guys will just have to watch and see. But yeah, the moving choices in this game, they're very annoying. That's why I spam circle when running this game now.
That's fair, yeah. So we're going to grab this soul now. Now, Judgment Boy is one of the few characters that will not hassle you after you take the soul. He hasn't got a horror show for you. He won't chase you around. There are 3 in total in the game that don't do that, but all the rest do. So we'll be avoiding them for the rest of the run.
I'd like to say that chat just schooled me as well, because apparently that is also a valid spelling of judgment.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the American way, I think.
Yeah, without the E.
Yeah, well,
I've learned two things today. It's great. It's only 1 a.m. We're doing well.
Fantastic. Right, I'm going to drop this book off that I've got. And then we're going to go to sleep. We've now got the first 3 souls in the first night. So this will open up more guests that enter the hotel and more rooms of the hotel and floors of the hotel as well that we can explore. Oh. See? So we're going to hand these over. And he's going to stamp our card for us. I don't know who prints the cards, who makes the stamps in the afterlife, but there's a whole red tape bureaucracy here that I'm not prepared to pull the strings at. We'll just assume that it's fine.
Also, that book that got was put away on the bookshelf, that will come into play in a couple of nights' time.
Yeah.
There's a very good reason that we picked it up.
Also, here's one of my 2 favorite lines in the game. Moving right along. Come on, Gregs.
Moving right along.
It's just so pleasing. So he's now opened up the first floor.
To receive the new guests.
Because this is localized. So the ground floor is the first floor over in the UK. So the first floor is what I think the US would call the second floor. Anyway, we've skipped the FMVs. We are now going to Gregory's shop. So there is a shop in the hotel. Gregory mans it, and you can't actually get money in this game, but you can collect items, and items have different star values, and you can trade star values to get equal items of star values. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get Lost Doll's doll, and we're going to trade this. So Lost Doll is the first guest that we're going to get the soul of. She's lost her dolly, and she's got, try not to make reference to popular wizarding franchise because we don't like that anymore. But she's got a Voldemort situation. I can't describe it any better than that. On the back of her head. And you really don't want to see her horror show. It's terrifying. But we're going to drop this doll down in front of her. She's going to be very happy. She's going to allow her access to her room, and we can just take that soul and run with it. So she's the first guest tonight. I'd say this is actually the shortest night of the entire run, probably. So we're going to pick this up, and we're going to pick up the soul. The next soul is... go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to ask the question. So how does the trading work in this? Because obviously you have to trade a certain amount to get these things. Is that just at random, or...?
So every item has a star value, and I guess that is random. There are some items that are very pricey and they're worth 5 stars. There are other items that are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up. So what we do on this run, and it's a very clever route that was originated by Speedword, who still holds the non-emulator world record for any percent. Sorry, just knocking on this door. Don't mind me. I'll explain that in a minute.
What could this be?
And the route very carefully picks up certain items and leaves others so that we've always got what we need when we go to trade at the shop.
I think in Gregory House, we go back to the good old days of bartering.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, here's Judgment Boy. He always comes down the end of the corridor about now. Don't know why. That's on his schedule, apparently.
What could this be?
What I'm doing right now is I'm knocking on the nurse's office. Now, Catherine is the nurse, and in the nurse's office, Cactus Gunman, who is the next... Cactus Gunman didn't come out. Great, that's a time loss. So what we're doing right now is we're knocking on the nurse's office door to make Cactus Gunman come out. Once we do that 3 times, he gets super paranoid and runs away and leaves his soul. He didn't come out then when I knocked the second... Oh, and he's come out on his own now. This is really fun. Time loss.
Don't scare me like that.
So, one more time. Knock with me, chat. Here we go. Right.
I'm also going to ask people to ignore the stereotype of Cactus Gunman.
Yes, unfortunately, it is a bit of a harmful stereotype in this day and age compared to 2003 when this came out.
Somebody's out to get me. Who are you?
He's really into westerns. I don't know if you can tell by the gunshots on him, the bandolier, the sombrero.
It's definitely got a vibe about him.
Absolutely. Right, well, there's the next soul. So you can see that was fairly quick. By the way, you can see that Catherine was still going through the door of that room. Once someone's interacting with the door, they are officially like leaving the room and they can't interact with you. It's exactly the same with stairs, which you'll see later on to amusing effect. But for now, we have to go back to the shop. We're trading for what's called a fruit of time. 3 of them, in fact. So I'm just going to focus on my menuing really quick. Whoops, already messed it up. So we need 3 of these.
The fruit of time does something to do with time, let's just say. Streetback guy, do you want to say what those do? You've got better knowledge than me.
I mean, sure. So I can't remember exactly how long it's for, but when you consume a fruit of time, it skips time forward by, I think, about
Don't
2
quote me,
hours?
but I think it's 2 hours. Yeah, I think it's the same as the stopwatch, which we get later.
Yeah, so the aim of getting these 3 fruits of time is to skip 6 hours in total. And we're going to do that for a very specific reason, because the last guest soul that we need just so happens to be around the corner from where Garlic is standing right now. And we want to get their soul, and wouldn't you know it, they're going to be asleep in their room at this time. But what Garlic is going to have to do here is also consume the screen herb, because otherwise he will die.
Yeah.
And while you have the inventory screen open, while you have no mental gauge, you can't die. But if you close it, you will
immediately game over. It's a little bit of magic. We're going to grab these items, and here's the soul. This is Mummy Papa and Mummy Dog, by the way. You haven't seen very much of them, but they're hypochondriacs. They always think they're ill, that they've got headaches. It might be something to do with the giant cleavers in their head. We don't know.
And contrary to popular belief, neither of them are mothers.
Yeah, I think it's because of the bandages. But yeah, they're not the only weirdly named guests in this game either. Buckle in, because you've got some weird ones later that get very confusing, actually. So that's this night done. Like I said, it's the fastest one. We've got all 3 souls. We're going to head over to bed and meet with Death, pass over the souls, move on to the next night. The next night is probably the longest, and
Come on now.
well,
Give it up.
where do I begin? Halfway through this game, we play Mario Party against the computer, against a cheating computer, and it's called Hell's Roulette. So Hell's Roulette can literally make or break a world record or a PB very easily. You need extremely good luck. There are things you can do to mitigate having bad luck, but I mean, a lot of it is based on whether the game's going to be kind to you today or not, which is, it's what you want 30 minutes into a run,
One nice thing, though, is that this night actually also opens up the basement to us, which is where we're going to actually gather a lot of items that we're going to need for this night's guests.
Yeah.
The first thing that we are going to grab, actually,
what
I
a day.
can't remember if you grab it, but there is a map and eye drops on the way in. I'm not sure if you're going to grab those vibes, but what eye drops do is if your character gets the darkness
I really
status
didn't
effect,
want to
it
unlock
just kind
this
of
door.
impairs your
but-
vision a little bit. And because this is a run on the GDQ Hotfix, we don't really want to make your viewing experience unpleasurable. So we'll just make it a bit easier for you to see.
Yeah.
Wait, this game has status effects now?
Oh, yeah. A whole bunch of
I
them.
missed that entirely.
So, yeah. You can get darkness. You can get it from being tired. Tired is in itself a status effect as well. But what will happen is as we go into the basement is very low light, like lowly lit. So that instantly kind of causes darkness, I think, or most times it does. So yeah, I'll be using the eye drops just to make it a bit clearer for everyone to see. You can play without using them, especially if you're familiar with the layout of the maps and stuff. But I will be picking up both the eye drops and the map here. It would be a time loss, but it's very important to me that I have the map while we're speedrunning a marathon, or for GDQ Hotfix, because there's a character called Roulette Boy He's the next guest that we're actually going to be getting the soul from. He's the Mario Party guy that I was talking about. What am I doing? Wow, super autopilot.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah. It's all right. I realized what I was doing.
Throwing for content.
That's an example of what not to do. So we just picked up a remote control. Also, thank you, babe, Pig in the City. Gave me a green tea, red tea. Where am I going now? Yes, what was I talking? Right, I picked up the map so that we can find Roulette Boy later, because sometimes I found that Roulette Boy is not where I want him to be. He's in a completely different part of the basement. And so at Marathon, I usually pick up the map just because the map makes it a bit easier to find him. The map kind of works, again, like popular Wizarding franchises map, where you can see all of the guests on it and roughly where they are. So later on in the game, especially when you're playing casually, it becomes very important to avoid certain people because obviously they're all out for your souls. And so what happens is you're basically ducking into rooms, making sure that you avoid people. Where's the battery?
You didn't go to the shop, did you?
Oh my goodness. No, I didn't go to the shop, but no, we can fix this. It's fine. Wow, I didn't go to the shop.
It's okay, it happens. So just to quickly explain what should have happened there. Right when he picks up the speed up, he will open his inventory and open a speed up and just chug that bad boy down. And then he will go and use a battery in his inventory, which will pair with the dead remote that he picked up from a room on the basement's first floor.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
I forgot to go to the shop.
Roulette Boy. Yeah, Roulette Boy is going to be somewhere else at this point, I think, as well, which is going to be kind of annoying. But
it's all right though.
We can make do.
It's a bit scuffed, but it's still good. We can make it work. So I'm
going to just get a really, really good lucky Roulette Boy next. It's fine.
Oh boy, yeah.
You know,
that's what's going to happen for sure.
This is RNG manipulation. This is what.
Oh yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. So headache medicine, energy drink. We need a fruit of time, and we'll trade laughing shrooms for the fruit of time. Now I need to be very careful about what I pick up here because I've got too many items in my inventory. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is also a downside because the guests whose souls you stole him, yeah, they're not very happy with you, and they're just gonna, if they see you, they're just gonna chase you mercilessly.
Yeah, this is unfortunate, but it's still savable. Oh wow, I'm trapped. Oh no.
Remember those horror shows?
Yeah, remember those horror shows you're not supposed to see? This is just the way I knew it would go today. The game has just been so cruel, and it's my fault. I forgot something important. But
it happens to us all, man. It happens to us all.
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make this work. So it's okay. We're gonna go back in here. We're going to use probably that herb tea I picked up. That's a good idea. Then we're going to go back to the shop. Oh, wow. Okay, we're just going to...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to peek for just a second because I haven't got the first floor map either. Oh, here comes Hell Chef. That's all right. He's not angry with us right now. You know what? I'm going to risk it. Into the shop. Oh my god, we made it. Right, okay. Wait, I don't need the shop. I've done the shop. Oh my goodness. Leave me alone. All right.
Oh my god.
So, I do have safety saves, which we may need to resort to in a minute. We'll just see how this goes. We'll just wait here for a second. This is what casual play looks like, though, so I'm glad I could show off at least what casual play looks like. That's definitely my plan here.
This is all planned.
Yeah.
All planned ahead.
Showcase.
Scripted. Yeah.
Nope.
That's the downside of when the run goes wrong, because the run is quite optimized early game and then up to Hell's Roulette and then after Hell's Roulette. So if anything goes wrong, then you can try and improv your way back into a good position, but when the schedule's all messed up or the character's wandering around like this, it's very difficult to try and get back.
Oh, she is going literally where I want to go. That's just perfect. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying, Gregory Horror Show. You're saying don't mess up. I get it. Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to completely bypass the kitchen. And we're going to use green herbs from the garden outside to fill up the stew. That's the backup plan. Do I have a speed up? No, I used it already. Okay, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
So are we not getting the battery now?
I've got the battery.
You've got
I've been to the shop. The shop is good. What we're going to do now is we're just going to fill the. I can't go into the dining room because Catherine is in the dining room, and that's bad news. So what we do is we're going to put a bunch of stuff in here. We're just going to freestyle it. It's going to be okay. I can't remember how many items I put in here usually, Street. Is it 5 or 6? I think it's 5.
It is about 5, yes.
Yeah. So that's 4. And then there's the water here, which would make 5. And then I'm going to grab a bunch of herbs from outside and go back into the basement. And that should hopefully be all right. And then we can pick up with Roulette Boy. Doing Roulette Boy should hopefully reset things a bit. To the point where I can at least go and get TV Fish's soul and then deal with Hell's Chef. But yeah, we're rooting on the fly, which is what you want at a GDQ Hotfix. Oh boy, I'm so happy. But sometimes some would say that's the mark of a good speedrunner. You know, if you can roll with the punches to get to what's real, as Van Halen once said. What am I stuck on? Wow. Okay. So, the plan's back on. We know what we're doing. We know where we're going. It's going to be fine. This is Roulette Boy. Don't worry, he's just going to run away. Aren't you, Roulette Boy? Yep, off you go.
He's running away because we don't have his key item yet, and we won't get that until we go down to the basement's 3rd floor, which is obviously on the 3rd floor, so down we go.
Down we go. Did I pick this? I picked this up. Okay, right. I've done this floor. I just need to go down to the next floor. What about my son? Says Accident10_61. We'll get to my son. Don't worry. But my son isn't my son. He's Clockmaster's son.
Garlips, don't forget to use the battery.
Oh, yep. Good point. This is where we would usually use the battery. We're almost completely back on track now. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hopefully so. Quick note about the speed up and battery usage, where we would usually use it. It's important that you use the speed up first and then the battery, because using the battery takes you over to the key items place. And if you use the speed up second, that means you'd have to do a little bit of extra menuing. Yeah. So that's just slightly slower. Also banana.
Yep, banana. Well, we already put 2 energy drinks and some empty cans into the stew. I think a banana would really set it off, don't you?
Oh, definitely. Oh, did you get the empty can in the dining room as well?
No, I didn't, but I've put in 5 items into the stew. I couldn't go into the dining room because Catherine's in there.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But I think I've put 5 items in the stew, and you know what? I think I've picked up an extra couple of herbs in the garden as well, so I should hopefully be all right in terms of items. But we'll find out. That's the fun thing.
Oh, and that switch that Garlips just pulled, that was the only basement shortcut we're going to open.
Yeah, so there's a basement shortcut on every floor. If you open it, you basically create a shortcut that gets you to the 3rd floor much quicker. But it's actually slower to go and open those shortcuts, except in the case of this one, which takes you back to the ground floor. So what we're going to do now is go and play roulette with Roulette Boy, who's definitely going to be right down here.
Also, don't question how a basement 3rd floor transports you back up to the ground floor or 1st floor. Physics is not in this game's wheelhouse.
Roulette Boy is not on this floor.
Someone was out in the out this door.
Yeah, and they didn't run away, did they?
Here. No.
Who's in it? It's probably just Hell Chef in here. Yeah, if I can get to Gregory will give me... I can get the ground floor map. But I'm going to go this way and hope that I just bump into Roulette Boy. And if not, I bump into Gregory. Gregory's usually at the front of the hotel. Sometimes he's...
So the first time you talk to... Sorry, Gum.
Oh, it's okay. Sometimes he's in here, belittling Neko Zombie, which is really cruel and mean of him.
Yeah, the first time you talk to Gregory outside of anything, he'll give you a map, which is for the ground floor, which we sometimes skip.
And of course he's not here. Of course he's not here. Who's in the kitchen? The dining room. Roulette Boy's in there.
Oh, he's in there.
Okay, right, in we go.
Perfect.
Oh, you folks are now going to enjoy Hell's Roulette. Can I please ask everyone in chat to bless the RNG?
Yeah.
The roulette.
I need it. I need the help, guys, because this has not gone well so far.
Oh, there's Gregory. You found him.
Yeah, we found him. We sucked him. We sucked him into this dimension. Oh, do you know what? This looks like the third board, which is just even worse. Yeah.
Oh no.
So there are three.
How many different board types are there?
There are 3 boards, and the third board is the worst board, and you definitely don't want the third board. So we're on the third board.
Sounds good.
You know what? I don't want to lay this at chat's feet, but like, if you could have just RNG'd a little more.
Dang.
But it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. The good thing is, if this goes wrong, I get to use my safety save from after Roulette Boy, and that will put us right back on track in a number of ways. So, basically, you can kind of get the numbers you want on this board. That's going to be an event square. Event squares can be good, they can be bad. At least we're not getting damaged. We've put a counter on Gregory, which is nice. He'll probably pass me, which means he'll give it to me. But then I might be able to pass him again, and then he should hopefully have it when it drops. Basically, it's like a couple of turns and then it falls. And it costs you a turn when it does. Oh, he didn't pass me. He landed on a move square. So what Gregory likes to do, and this is an advanced AI tactic, right? It's called cheat. Gregory likes to cheat. Oh, well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually,
on my casual playthrough,
he's landing on a return square, but with him, did you know that on a move square, if you land on a move and then land on another square, you don't have the effects of that second square. So he doesn't return.
He's definitely cheating.
He is absolutely cheating. Right, I am on number 5. I want a 6.
So just for those who don't know, a return thing will send you straight back to the start of this little fun maze.
Yeah.
And I think you hit it at the very end of the maze in your test in the last run that I saw you do.
Yep. And what's even more fun is this board. Board 1 has 1 return square. Board 3, like the last 6 spaces are just like return something else, return something else. Like it's silly. It's silly.
Go forward 3 squares.
Right, is he going to pass me?
Here's a present.
Yeah, he's going to give me the weight. The weight is going to hit me and not him. This is all fantastic news.
Watch yourself now.
Oh, he gets to move again.
Hurry up and spin me.
It's nice being the computer. Off he goes. Right, so the win conditions for Hell's Roulette is you either want to get to the end of the board or you want to reduce your opponent character's mental gauge to 0. So what we're going to do here is, he hasn't got any items, has he?
he's got W down.
Oh, right, then I'm going to steal it.
Please don't do this.
What does W down do?
So that reduces your opponent's move pool by half. So an 8 becomes a 4 and so on.
Hurry up and spin me.
I'm just kind of going to YOLO this a bit and hope for the best because, it's worked out so far.
7 squares.
I mean, to be fair, it's all you can do in this mini game collection, if you will.
Oh, I managed to drop off. Not only did I drop off the weight, but now I'm on a move square.
Landed on a move, yeah.
Yeah, so let's capitalize on this.
Go forward 7 squares.
I mean, it's going to be extra poggers if I land on a return square now.
Present for ya.
And likewise, a W up will increase my move pool by double. It is a return square.
Oh,
Number is
that's redemption, baby.
And we get to watch Gregory get crushed. That's brilliant.
I've played this enough today to know that we are talking way too soon. Way too soon.
There's still 2 return squares in front of you, so we have to be very careful.
Yeah, so I want a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want a 4, 5, 6. Ideally a 7, not an 8. Okay.
hurry up and spin me.
And just to note that timing the spins on this
Wait,
wheel
is that a return square?
is disgusting. That is,
That's a
unfortunately.
Oh no.
Here's
It's
a
the one thing we didn't want to happen.
But yeah, timing your spins to land on the number you want, it can be done, but it's very difficult to
Bye-bye.
get a visual cue. Yeah.
Okay, so plan B is, well, Gregory's about to heal. Yep. I was going to be like, maybe we can get his health gauge down. No, he's about to heal. This doesn't look good for your speedrunner, boy. I'm going to be honest, but we'll try and tough it out just a little bit longer.
You never know.
You never know.
Gregory could also land on the return.
Here's a present for ya.
All the way to the start, NBZ. All the way to the start.
What did I say?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Now see, the
Race is back.
The problem is all we're doing is wasting our own time here. Much like naughty school children. So I'm going to use the W up, blast ahead, hope for the best. So here we go.
Just don't land on return square.
Is 16 bad? 16's a return, so I want to double up a 7 for 14. Watch it be an 8.
So, and what control do you have over this at all?
You get to stop the little thing that spins around. And if you
Oh, so where you press the button is where you stop.
no. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
kind of like it's a bit after where you press the button.
Safe.
Gotcha.
Safe.
I've got my own personal kind of reference, but it's not perfect. As Streetback says, it's really
Hurry up and spin me.
it's very hard to perfect it.
Yeah, shout outs to the art style of this game. Somebody's pointing out that it's aged really well, and like, yeah, you could totally see like, you know, an indie dev nowadays come out with something like this.
Definitely, it's
it's very
really good. And it's very faithful to the animation as well. To be honest, I think it's a great adaptation. They take some liberties to make it work as a game, but I think that the things that Capcom added were actually good. Right, so what space am I on? I'm on safe.
You do not want to fall.
I want an 8. That's not an 8.
It's not a 4 there.
Squares.
No. I think it's a bomb. Yeah, it's a bomb.
Okay, good. That's just before return. I was sweating bullets.
So the cool thing about this game and why you should all run it at home is that, yeah, it takes 30 minutes to get here, and then it can all just like vanish in the blink of an eye. So that's fun.
In response
someone-
to Direct
Go
Optimist,
forward 2
what happens if Gregory wins? You go back to the hotel and you have to try and find Roulette Boy, and you have to do this again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
thanks.
which is why I have a safety save just after Roulette Boy. So right, here we go. Roulette. What do I want to not roll? What space am I on? Bomb. I want to roll a 7.
You don't want to roll a 1.
Oof.
Go forward 6 squares.
I think it might be damage, but it's not a return square. Hopefully.
I don't have the cheat sheet up, so I can't help you.
Yeah. Luckily, we have an Excel. It's a return square.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
dear.
Okay, so at this point, because we've already had a couple of mess ups, I'm electing here to do the safety save option, which is a shame. It means that the run is no longer quote unquote legitimate. But I'm making the executive decision. Otherwise, we'll run so way over estimate. It's not even.
I think
funny.
that's fair. I think that's
so. And this happens sometimes. So it is what it is. But we can carry on. We've got to save just after Roulette Boy. That's this one. You notice that the O has become an X because the run is dead. Sad.
Oh. See what you did there.
Right. So
yeah, I've never seen the game past Roulette Boy, so this will be new territory for me.
So I believe, I know exactly where I am. Okay, so after Hell's Roulette, you win Hell's Roulette, of course, like I just demonstrated, and then you come up here and you have your remote control ready, and we're going to meet the next guest, Hotel Fish. Hotel Fish? TV Fish. I'm having a mare, can you tell?
Garlips, if it helps, from my previous experience on the show, blame it on sleep deprivation.
Yeah, that's it. To be fair to us, it is 10 to 2 in the morning in the UK.
Yeah, we're all in the same struggle here.
Yeah.
So that's TV Fish's soul. TV Fish is another guest that won't harm you once you've collected his soul, so that's good. And now what we're going to be doing, much like Blue Peter, we prepared earlier Hell Chef's stew. We put a bunch of stuff in it. We're now going to finish putting stuff in it to the point where he's going to get slightly ticked off with us and chase us around the hotel. No smoking. So, banana. I think energy drink. And yellow herb. There it is. I'm going to give this door a quick knock, because I feel that sometimes brings him into the room. Although I didn't see him there, so maybe not. So what we've done is we've just filled up his stew full of rubbish, and we're waiting for him to discover it. He's going to be very ticked off, and he's going to chase us around the hotel. But we literally have to wait until he goes back into that room and finds it. It can vary anywhere from up to 30 seconds to a minute.
Who's been
there it is.
messing with my pot?
That might be me.
This is your doing.
He is unhappy.
Spoil my cooking, will you? I'll get you for this.
I'll make you into a stew.
That's just Gordon Ramsay, isn't it?
It is just Gordon Ramsay, which is oddly prescient.
I mean,
That's what.
A little less
it's
swear.
Hell's Chef and Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So he's going to be running around the hotel ground floor now in a anti-clockwise manner, which means he's going to approach from this direction just down here. And Hell Chef is a candle, and through the purpose of the playing the game casually, you will find out that actually the storeroom is very windy, and if he goes into the storeroom, it blows out the candle on top of his head. So we need him to chase us into the storeroom, which is right here. Then Gregory's going to show up and take a minute-long unskippable cutscene to explain to us exactly what we just did. Like we don't know. Which is great. Right, we've lost a lot of time here, but we might be able to just bring this thing in, hopefully, in time for the estimate.
Oh dear, the fire.
and don't worry, folks, the rest of the game isn't as bad as Hell's Roulette.
Yes,
so
that's true.
fingers crossed.
I do have 2 other safety saves, but honestly, I very rarely need these. Of course, I've now said that and put it out into the universe.
I presume this is your doing, yes? Chef stops moving when the fire on his head goes out. And when that happens, it's up to me to light the fire again. Oh, what a
This whole
pain.
cutscene to me has very "don't talk to me or my son
Would
ever
you
again"
be so
energy.
kind as to refrain from teasing Chef?
Which is funny because in the series, he a number of times
Come along,
blows
Chef. We're
Chef's
going.
candle out himself.
Yep. I mean, it's Gregory, the man, the mouse, the myth, the legend. He's an interesting, enigmatic character with many quirks and foibles. Right, we just picked up his.
Did you just pick up another adult?
We did.
magazine?
It's the same one.
Oh.
We will need it a little bit later on, so that's what we're going to go and do. Right, but now we've got Hell Chef's soul, we've got Roulette Boy's soul, and we have got TV Fish's soul. So that's all the souls for this evening. We are going to go to sleep and talk to death and pass over the souls. Then we only have, technically 2 nights left, but only 1 real night of guests left. But we will be doing those guests piecemeal, one by one. There's reasons for that. Basically, mostly time manipulation is the reason why. But also, the third one doesn't become unlocked until you've got the other 2. So,
Come on now.
NBZ saying that you'd watch an hour and 10 minutes of Hell's Roulette. Start running the game, and you'll see it.
Trust me, ever since I started running, it's been my nightmare.
I mean, there's an option on the start page just to play Hell's Roulette.
Yeah, and you can play with it. You can play with a friend as well.
People love it.
You can play with the player too.
Hell's Roulette % when? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I've got it penciled on my calendar for the 12th of never. Right, we're skipping more FMVs. Here's another unskippable cutscene. By the way, if you work out how to skip these cutscenes, someone at home, do let me know, because, I would potentially have world record today. They're that long.
It's the guest's fault that I get yelled at every day.
I mean, that or Hell's Roulette Minute.
Well, I mean, yeah. This is a well-worn route. I mean, it's stood up to the test of time. I think Speedword came up with this route or route like at least 3 years ago when I started speedrunning. So his guide was already there. So, and it although I gather the world record has some slight changes and deviations, mostly they're just optimizations. The route remains largely unchanged. So it would take something to shake up the speedrun. But I mean, I believe that there could be something out there someone might discover. You never know.
Also, well, don't worry. This is a British safe space. You can say route. We're not gonna have a go at you for saying route. Well, maybe I will. But
I'm so programmed.
I already got called out for my judgment spelling.
True.
So I don't feel safe anymore. What do I do?
I just got used to judgment spelling from the Yakuza series, so it's fine.
It's true.
What we're doing now is the next soul that we're taking belongs to Clockmaster and his son. His son is called My Son. He's not my son. He's his son, but he's called My Son. I've talked to him. That's great. So if you
you don't want to talk to him.
If you talk to him 3 times, you actually get a horror show, and that's very bad. So it's okay. We got the screwdriver second time. What we're going to do now, we popped an eye drops and a speed up, by the way, just so we move quicker and also you can see better. We're going to go and find Clockmaster. While Clockmaster's son, My Son, is fixing the clock in the storeroom, Clockmaster, Father of the Year, is getting plastered in the bar. So what we're going to do is we just stole his son's screwdriver, which was a lovely birthday gift that his dad gave him. And we're basically going to rub that in his face and say, hey, we stole your son's screwdriver. Which he's not going to take kindly to. Fair enough, I say.
He's acting like a right Clockmaster.
He is indeed.
Isn't that my son's screwdriver?
He has the ability to stop time. As you might get, he is a clock. So what he's going to do is he's going to chase us around the hotel, and we need him to use his ability 3 times, because on the 3rd time, it will kind of incapacitate him and knock him out for a bit. That's the only way that we can get the soul. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run away. Once you get far enough away from Clockmaster, he will teleport. That's his stop time ability. So I angle the camera here, wait at the stairs. He'll either appear in front of me or behind me. He's behind me. We go down the stairs. He follows us over to by the desk here in the foyer, and he'll teleport again. James is interested in what we're doing. Don't mind me, James. Just doing some stuff. Teleport, please.
Get out of it, James.
Right, there he is.
No one likes you, James.
Now, we're going to head up the stairs, and here's something really funny. So, I don't know if you've noticed this in real life, but if you go up some stairs and someone else is coming down the stairs, you don't see each other. That doesn't happen in real life at all. So, we just race him around until he does his 3rd use of his ability. There he goes. Now, you've only got a short amount of time, actually, to do this, because he will get up after about an hour or 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over here and steal his stopwatch. His stopwatch basically works like a fruit of time, but it's infinite. You can use it forever, so it's very useful. And then we are going to head over to my son, who is not my son, and basically say, look, your dad isn't coming to back you up, kid. We want that soul, and we'll trade it for the screwdriver. So basically, this is essentially extortion of a child. But you know what? It's fine because, well, that's a lost soul and we need to return it to death.
Hey, that's
Hey,
my
look, this is purgatory. There are no
You
rules.
took it, huh? Give it back.
Boy,
Daddy,
Clockmaster was really ticked off.
Screwdriver. Go teach the brat a lesson.
Hey, I noticed what you did there, Streetback guy.
I was waiting for that. Awkward silence.
This is another minute-long unskippable cutscene.
Forgive me, my son. I can't go on.
So this is what I like to call like a drink break, or, you know, you've probably got enough time to go to the bathroom, honestly, if you're quick.
Yeah, it's time for everyone to clock off if you need to, you know, just put some time in your schedule for a nice little break.
That screwdriver is a present from my daddy. It's really, really important.
Streetback heard it was a farewell show, and he was like, I've got to cram in as many puns as possible. He's working through a sheet of them.
It's on my bingo card.
Please give it back. I'll give you the soul in return. Just don't tell my daddy.
Okay, kid. Come on, hurry up. Then he insists.
Yeah, we don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just take the screwdriver.
He insists on getting the screwdriver. It's like, kid, I don't want the screwdriver. You can have the screwdriver. It was just a means to an end. Right, off we go. We're going to go back to sleep now and pass this soul over to death. The next guest is called Angel Dog. She's probably in this corridor. Sometimes she is, sometimes she isn't. Looks like she isn't today. No, there she is. Honestly, how annoying.
Oh!
Sometimes she says, honestly, how annoying. Sometimes she goes, oh. But she's going to run away from you, and she will until you work out how to steal her soul, which I'll explain very shortly. But first, we'll hand over the soul to death. What we're going to do now, afterwards, is we're going to read a book. Reading a book is something you can do to increase your mental gauge, but it also passes some time in the game. And then we're going to use our stopwatch that we stole from Clockmaster 4 times, and basically then go back to sleep. And in doing so, we should wake up pretty much 5:30 to 5:45 in the evening. And
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly. And what we're looking for is a clear corridor outside so that we can go to Gregory's shop. We go to Gregory's shop just to pick up a speed up that helps make us faster later. But the main reason we're going there is so that we can leave at a very specific time where we avoid everybody else. I'll leave it to Streetback to tell you why that is while I focus on what I'm doing.
No worries. Quick note. Remember that book we picked up way earlier when we were giving Gregory that dirty magazine? This is the book. This is the reason. And what this book does is it increases our mental gauge a little bit, which will be very helpful for when we use this golden stopwatch, because we don't die. But yes, after we use the golden stopwatch 4 times, we are going to head to the shop. And what we are going to get there, I can't remember what we get there actually.
Speed
I
up.
think it's 1 speed up, yeah. And once we get speed up, we are going to wait until roughly 6:04, 6:05. And because we're waiting till that specific time, we are giving Hell Chef time to go up the stairs that's right outside the shop. Because if we leave any earlier than 6:04, he will see us and he'll start chasing us, and we don't want that. So we're going to use that ample opportunity to run over to get to Gregory before he reaches the lounge, which is where Angel Dog is. And we are going to give him his dirty book once again.
Yeah, Catherine should be here going up the corridor, and she's not, and that gives me pause for thought. But I think we're going to have to go, because it's about time to go. Oops. So we're just going to hope that she's cleared the way.
So one thing that you mentioned previously was that you don't get all the souls at once.
Yeah.
To give to death here, and you said there's a specific reason for that.
Yeah. So the third one doesn't actually open up until you've done the other 2. But also, sorry, one sec. There we go. So the other reason is it manipulates time. Yeah, what we did just there was we read a book, we used the stopwatch 4 times, and then we slept again. And in doing all of that, you basically set yourself up to be at 5:30 to 5:45 in the evening, like time-wise. So we're going to count now together. So we are hitting 6 o'clock, 6:01, 6:02, 6:03, and then I go. Hell Chef is going up the stairs. Catherine will be coming in behind us very shortly. Gregory is going through this door over here. You might have noticed, like I said, we've found his magazine, and we're going to return that to him again. Now, the reason we're doing this is because Angel Dog, the person that we're taking the soul from, she likes to watch her soccer program at 6 p.m. every evening. But the problem is Gregory always uses 6 p.m. in the evening as his time to clean the TV lounge, which Angel Dog really doesn't like and argues with him constantly. She's even ticked off that we've come in. But the joy of this is, because Gregory's now busy with his magazine, he won't actually come in here and annoy Angel Dog. So all we do is wait, and Angel Dog should come back in the room about 6:30, maybe 25 to 7. And then she will become so absorbed in her soccer program. Look, they're scoring goal after goal over there.
Oh. It's incredible scenes.
Yeah. So
did you see the game? Wild.
And while
they really like to walk it in, don't they?
While it's technically safer to do this strat of just hiding behind the sofa after scaring Angel Dog, there is a faster strat of just waiting outside the lounge after giving Gregory the magazine. But you run the risk of running into Mummy Papa there, or he'll just come down the hallway towards you.
Yeah.
And that could throw everything off, so this is definitely the safest way to do this.
Also, Mummy Papa might be in the corridor after we leave now as well. And if he is, he might actually give us a bit of a speed boost towards our room. We'll see how it goes. Oh, no, he's further up the corridor. That's fine. You know, we don't need the speed boost. It's fine. But we should now have a clear path to our room, and we'll be handing this soul over to Death. The final guest that we need to get the soul of is called Judgment Boy Gold. He appears to be the king of the Judgment Boys. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but he will quiz us on the various guests in the hotel, and if we answer 5 questions correctly, he will provide us the final soul. So we're coming up towards the end game. Hopefully we'll come in underestimate. It's really dicey, and if we run over, I do apologize, but it should be good. It should be good. So we're gonna hammer X like there's no tomorrow, pass over this soul to Death. I do have a speed up as well that I can use, so that will help get there quicker. I don't think I have eye drops though. It doesn't look like my safety safe has eye drops. That's fine though. Because for some reason we always wake up here with darkness. I'm not sure why. So we're going to pop the speed up real quick. We will get some eye drops in a minute when we go back down to the basement level. So just whiz around the corner. And this is where the basement shortcuts would really help. But the problem is, even though we have to run this set of basement levels twice, that's still quicker than opening the shortcuts, believe it or not. So we just keep on going, keep on trucking. TV Fish is probably down here. Like I said, you don't have to worry about TV Fish. He's fine. This is a bit of a labyrinth, by the way. It's fairly easy to remember where you're going when you know the map, but the first time down here it is quite discombobulating.
Yeah, to me it just looks like you went round the same corner 5 times and was somewhere different.
That's fairly accurate.
Completely threw me.
It definitely took me a while to get used to when playing casually.
I think that's probably why I picked it as one of the first runs that I learned. I think this was actually the second run I ever learned. And it was because growing up with the game, provides you a lot of like, this map is hard burned into my brain. So. Here come all the Judgment Boys. So, question 1.
She suddenly starts arguing with someone, but who?
So, Angel Dog argues with Gregory.
Judgment! Here we go!
I like...
In this instance...
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, in this instance, dropping dollars is a good thing.
Yes.
So, what is he watching?
We do love Judgment Boy. He's amazing. I was going to say, I quite liken this section to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire because the music also changes now as we get to the harder questions.
Ooh. You're chasing my son. He's gone into the storeroom.
Oh no,
wait,
you're chasing my son.
Your son or my son?
Oh no.
So you'll be asked 5 questions here. I think there's a pool of either 6 or 7 questions. It might only be 6, honestly. So you'll see much of the same ones. But again, the answers are randomized, like in terms of which selection it is. So you can't hammer X to go through here. You'll pick up the wrong thing by just pure bad luck. Right, here comes the final question. Is it going to be about Mummy Papa?
You're spying on Catherine.
No.
She's eating a snack and what? So,
Catherine likes to eat donuts. And this is something that actually is quite hard to find out casually.
Here we go.
It's because they're stuffed full of red juice.
Maybe that's why. It makes perfect sense, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that Judgment Boy gold. Will always believe in your soul.
God.
Right. Picking it up, and off we go. This is the last soul. We're going to be handing this over to Death, and then we have a sort of like an end game that happens where all of the guests from the hotel have disappeared, and we can head to the front door, because it turns out Death's about to tell us in our dreams that now that we've given all the souls over, actually the way out of the hotel is through the front door. And to be honest, I'm kicking myself that we didn't think of that.
I mean, it's easy. Just turn the handle and go out, right? Like what?
You'd think it would be, but apparently not. So, anyway, he's going to give us that little tidbit of advice. We run towards the front door, but then we are stopped by someone very alluring, very mysterious. You won't have seen her yet, but if you'd been playing the game casually, you would have. She's been in many FMVs and cutscenes up to this point. You'll see her soon. Oh boy.
I'll wait. I'm excited for this. I don't know if my heart can handle it, though. That's the only thing.
Well, maybe I've hyped it up too much now, but I think it's rather an attractive lady is about to appear. You'll see.
If you thought Gregory was the Rizmaster General, you ain't seen nothing yet, guys.
Wow, this better be good.
So, the one thing I will say, if you're watching this run and you have not played this game, is honestly, a casual playthrough, you really should think about doing it, or at the very least, watching a full lore playthrough on YouTube or something like that. Because it really, if you like the characters, you like the world, you like the weirdness, it's really good, and you shouldn't be skipping it like I am. But, we're speedrunners and we've got to go fast. Although I have been pushing the limits of that today. So,
it's all right.
Here we go.
We're vibing. We're enjoying it.
Thank you. Okay, right. Here she comes. So, I'd like to introduce you to Gregory Mama.
Where do you think you're going?
Very original name. Oh, wow.
She's
takes your breath away, doesn't she?
She's quite the lady.
Yeah.
You must have a lot of guts.
I mean, we don't know who put that kiss on her cheek, but it could have been me.
I'll make you pay for that impudence.
Anyway, she is going to take her staff and give us a good old bonk on the noggin. Here it comes. Donk. But just before we pass out, we notice that there's a tiny crack in the door. Maybe that's a clue. Also, that's a camera angle.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to wake up now with Nico Zombie giving us a pep talk, telling us to get up, fight, carry on.
What are you
Don't give up now.
Hurry and get up.
And then from there, we're just going to escape the basement because we're in a section of the basement that we've actually only seen in cutscenes. You remember the cutscene where Gregory was walking down a long green hallway and laughing a lot? That was this part of the basement. You can't get into it usually. It's the end game. But we're going to pick up a few items.
Comfy looking chair.
Yeah. One questions exactly what the purpose of this room was. But we're going to move on from that.
I could see Gregory's mum in this room.
Well, don't you know every premiere we're in has a torture chamber? God.
I heard you got to pay extra for that. Right. We're going to carry on down this corridor. It's a weird mix of tired, sad cat. It sure is. Neko Zombie, I think, is kind of tired with the whole situation and maybe sees you as a means to disrupt the status quo of Gregory House. But this is Gregory Mama's room. You'll notice on the wall there are loads of souls in glasses and jars. Basically, what Gregory Mama does to stay young is sit up here and, for want of a better expression, inhale the souls to stay youthful and young. I mean, you saw Gregory Mama, you saw how she looks. She's very youthful. So, I guess that's kind of maybe the reason why they bring the lost souls in, so that they can perpetuate their existence. And that's what the guests are doing to a lesser extent. We were talking earlier on about the sort of like the metaphysical nature of the plot and stuff, when I really probably should have been practicing a bit better. So right now, we've popped a speed up and an eye drops. That's going to take us to the end of the corridor as quickly as possible and as visibly as possible. We have a final boss fight. I call it a boss fight in inverted commas with Gregory Mama. All we have to do is make her attack the door so that we can escape. And so we're going to head right back on up to the first floor and do that. The speed up will wear off halfway through the fight, and 9 times out of 10, if I get hit by Gregory Mama, it's usually because of that. I've also got an angel herb, which is just, it works like a fairy in Zelda. So I've got that just in my back pocket in case she manages to inflict enough damage to me. But we shouldn't need it.
I must admit, you're a lot tougher than you look. But to think you actually believed you could get the best of me. How amusing. Now to finish you off.
Oh boy. Right, so what we're going to do is bait the bonk. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to take a fireball. We move it the last second. Then we're going to bait more bonks. So bait the bonk, bait the bonk, bait the bonk. Fireball. Some more bait the bonks. Here they come. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. Okay. Fireball. Now she's going to do slightly longer swipes. And she's going to do 3 of them. But she's also going to do teleporting for good measure as well.
That was a good fight.
Not bad. I got bonked once. Wow, okay. Got locked in place there.
I apologise.
This is definitely a boss fight of all time.
There we go. She's quite close to me. Dodging the fireball might be hard. Oh, no, it was okay.
Nice.
Right, so she stun locks me for a second here. I can't do anything about that. Then we want fireball. There it is. Hey, it wasn't too bad.
But wait, she's not the final boss. Technically.
No, technically. So we've got about a minute left on the run, maybe a minute 20. We're going to come out here. This is my other favorite line in the game. Here it is.
Hello?
Hello?
Pardon me. But
It's just so affronted, like, excuse me, where do you think you're going?
please come back. There's nothing out.
We're actually going back towards the light, back to reality, back to gravity, oop, there goes rabbit, etc. So this is kind of like an auto-scroller.
Sorry, I got carried away then.
This is kind of an auto-scroller. You do have to hold directions to run.
Where are you going? No,
But essentially, we're just running in a line until we get to the end. Time happens when we lose control of our character, which I will try to count down as best I can. I know what the screen before losing control looks like and roughly when to start counting, but it's not precise. At this point, we're just happy to be finishing. So let's bring it on home. Basically, you're constantly losing health while this is happening, so if you stand still, you will game over.
Whoa, nice flip, Gregory.
Yeah.
Trying to escape from here will get you nowhere.
He's just showing off all his,
Okay.
his various.
So time's coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
GG.
GG's, dudes.
Keep your room ready for you. We got through it. That was horrendous luck, and it didn't help that I forgot things as well. But, we got through it, and that's the important thing. And hopefully you enjoyed the run.
Yeah, it was good fun. Thank you very much.
We rolled with the punches there a little bit, but it worked out. I was, if we were underestimate, going to show off some horror shows, but not only have you seen a horror show, I also think we're probably wildly overestimates, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, you still came in under. It was a tight affair. It was 113.17 in the end, but
wow.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, and people have got a taste for what the joys of running this game can entail.
Yeah, it's usually much smoother than that, but roulette can really just mess your day up, and it has been for me continually all day today. So, I mean, next time I run, maybe I'll get amazing luck. It could happen.
You never know. You never know. Well, folks, thank you so much. If folks are interested in trying out this game, whereabouts could they find the right info for it?
Oh, well, you should absolutely go to speedrun.com and search for Gregory Horror Show, or you can reach out to me directly. I run this game quite often, other marathons and bits and pieces. You can find me at twitch.tv/Garlips. I'm also a member of a group called The Wheel of Struggle. They're a fun group, a gaming group, and we do kind of like fun gaming challenges like this. So if that interests you, you can just reach out to me. Streetback?
I'd just like to say that I drew this game to learn for another marathon where we pick our own speed runs to learn, and I'm kind of glad that I drew this one because it's been a very fun one to learn. I can't talk because I'm getting very tired, but I'd just like to shout out Garlips, obviously, because he taught me this game, the ways of the run, and also just a big shout out to the Twitch team that we're both part of, Clock Tower, because they're lovely people, and I'm happy to call them my second family.
Wonderful. And Strife?
Hello. Again, thank you very much to Garlips for having me, and GG's again, dude. It was a very fun run, despite it all going a little bit off the rails there. Shout outs wise, you can find me playing terrible retro games at my channel, twitch.tv/Handsome Strife, and I'm part of a club with Garlips called Bad Run Club, where we pick a terrible looking game and then try to speedrun it from scratch with no other information about it. And if you're interested in that, please feel free to reach out to either myself or Garlips.
Smash it. And thank you so much, GDQ, for having us and for the opportunity. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Well, folks, thank you so much. That was good fun. Something to play into the whole Friday the 13th, though it is very much early Friday the 14th for you lot. So we won't keep you for long, folks. We are going to be heading to an intermission as we prepare for the last run of Going Places, not just for tonight, but for the show all in all. Just before we head to the intermission, might as well just give you a reminder, heads up, that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you enjoy watching the speedruns or have been vibing with what we've been shown tonight, then you why not consider subscribing to the channel, and you can get access to our awesome emotes, and you can chat with other subscribers during our replays. Right. Well, they don't call us speedrunners for nothing. Quick turnaround time. We have gone straight from Gregory Horror Show, some lovely PS2 action on this final episode of Going Places. We are about to be treated to another Japanese exclusive game. I'm going to let Yorkie explain that in just a little bit. But folks, a reminder, this is Games Done Quick, and this is the Hotfix. These are either one-off or regular shows that we scatter in between our mainline events. If you're curious about all of the other shows that we have, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to see what games to expect this week and what's coming up next week. We are also going to be returning to TwitchCon with Games Done Quick Express from September the 20th to the 22nd. You can use !GDQX in the Twitch chat for more info and check out the schedule. But we are concluding Going Places. We've gone around. We have seen a lot, and well, we're going to be coming back with Yorkie. Yorkie showed us a very strange game. Right about halfway through this show's existence, I think somewhere in the 20 episode mark, we saw a lovely game called Gabble Screen, and we're sort of our each other's best or worst enabler. We find very strange games around the world, and this was one that you found a little more by your own fruition, but is one that I am yet to dabble in. So I'm doing all the talking for him right now. Yorkie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Fab. What is in store for us today? What is Gekisha Boy? What does this mean?
So it's an action photography game for the PS2, and if you're not sure what that means, well, you're in luck, because we've got quite a bit of the game to show you what we're going to be doing.
Well, we're ready when you are.
That's fine. So we'll get straight into it, and then we'll talk about the game a bit more and how it stayed a region exclusive and magically. We'll get straight into it. I'll make sure my splits are working, because they've got my scores I need to get per level. But let's count down. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're playing as Pete, but not Pete in this game. In the Japanese version of the game, he's called Dave.
Oh.
And we're a photographer. And we need to basically just go around taking photos of people, like you do. The story of the game is that we've just come out of the academy. We passed our previous mission. So there's, Mr. Smith, Agent Smith, in the game. But we've just basically come out of the academy. We've got our first job, and we're sent on a trip basically to Japan to take photos of people to showcase the weird and wonderful happenings of Japan. And as you can see, we're off to a great start already. Lots of stuff going on. We need to just make sure we get the fines, because that makes it do a lot of stuff. But you'll see me sort of triggering the background. And there's Superman, just because there's an egg in the pan. But we have a lot of things we need to take photos of. Not on every level, but we need to take a special photo, which is coming up, to unlock. We don't need that one, but we need that one. But on some levels, we need to take photos of special occurrences. It's basically our mission for the level. There are some stages where there are two, and one unlocks the next stage, and one unlocks a special stage. And in order to get the true ending of the game, as I call it, you need to basically do all, except one at least, of the special stages. So we're going to be looking around in the background everywhere for things that we can take photos of and things we can interact with, like the little lobster here. We're going to jump over our obstacles that are coming at us. And there's our boss. He's in most levels, surprisingly. And we just need to snap him as well, because why not? This sign here is our special stage. And PS2 being very good for lag. We're going to pop this balloon, and we're going to try and grab it as it goes. There we go.
Nice.
But you'll see that we're getting like fine and cool. They're the important things that we need to make sure we get. Obviously, Godzilla.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
With his lack of legs. We also have, is he here? No, he's not here. Now, I'm not going to save the clown. There is a clown coming up. We're going to unfortunately let him meet his demise in a second. We've done enough for this first stage. We're going to say hi to him up there. Hiding up there, taking a picture. And he's disappearing. And Godzilla just comes back. We'll take a picture of the flattened clown, because why not? These two are recurring characters here as well. But we're going to wait for these two bombs. We're going to take a picture of her as well. She's a recurring character. She's got a little thing for us, as you can tell. And that is stage 1. So already off to a great start. But basically, yeah, we've come out of the academy. We've been given our job. We need to go do this to become a proper photographer. Our boss doesn't believe we're a good enough photographer. So he sends us on this little journey around to become better. Plenty of lore in the game about the various things. Now, you probably didn't notice that because I probably pressed start too quick, but there's an option to print the news. Hibby probably knows what that means. This game was one of the very few games to have the ability to use the PS2 printer back in the day, the Pop Egg printer, which is very expensive now. I've tried looking for it, but out of all the games available to use it, this is one of them. We're going to take a picture of him. We're going to say hi to him. He's going to turn back up in a second. We'll take a picture of the helicopter. We need to pop these because they will send little waves at us, but that's fine. Also, there's the Terminator. We're going to hopefully get him. He's a bit terrible to sort of get. There we go. And we're going to get the Blues Brothers in the background there. And we're just going to smack them off the screen. We're going to say hi to this little robot. He's going to do a little dance for us. And then we're going to flip this switch. We're going to flash that, flip that switch, and we're going to hopefully catch... Not quick enough. There's a Superman. Here's totally real person. Our goal for this stage is to capture these people when they do that. Nice. And you can see we get a nice little cool... It doesn't play the audio very much, but we didn't get the invincibility there. That's fine. We should still be good here. We're going to use our flash to get rid of that. She's going to throw another plant pot at us, because of course. And we're going to get rid of... We're not going to get rid of that tire. There we go. We're going to get rid of that tire. These walls do a little dance. These people say hello. We've got some robots going on. Now, who else could you think would show up in a game like this? Obviously, some kind of, transformer.
No way.
It is the real Michael Jackson.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct Michael Jackson. He's going to make his little ow. And legally distinct Ken and Ryu.
Oh my gosh.
In there, we're at the Bega store, not the Sega store. And we're going to let him just get taken away. That's fine. He's fine. We're going to take a picture of the cat. We're going to take a picture of the cat. There we go.
Nice.
And this little dude. And we've got a nice little row of people here. We're going to knock them over. We're going to take a picture of all of these. And we're going to try and get the 3 kids in a trench coat just to finish off the stage. Totally not doing anything wrong there. 3 kids in a trench coat.
Nothing nefarious.
Should be fine. This is our boss. His name's Henry Sioko, I believe is the proper name. That doesn't change for the PAL version. Now, of course, Polaroid Pete being the PAL name of the game, that didn't exist. It was very close to releasing, which would have prevented this game from being in this show. So I'm kind of glad it didn't. But it was called Polaroid Pete. It had a Polaroid tie-in, all Polaroid branding, and it was going to be released by JVC, who unfortunately kind of just disappeared in the video game market. Like, when this game was coming out.
They were in the video game market?
Yeah, this is what shocks most people. Oh, come on. There we go. So we want to take a picture of her to make her pop. And then we want to take a picture of him doing that. And then someone's going to do a nice little phrase up here. There we go. We're going to get that balloon. We're going to get the clown nose. And we're going to get the ace.
Nice.
So we need to get him, our returning character. Someone's going to scream in here for us, hopefully. There it is. And she's going to fly away. So we have a lot of like interesting things in the background that we need to sort of just grab. And it's quite fast-paced to an extent. Our monkey friend here is going to be returning as well. And we're going to get a picture of him, roll him off, and Popcorn's going to do its thing. And we're going to dodge it. Oh, cool. We're good. We're good at this game.
I think this run is a big learning experience for a lot of people. A lot of people already being like, there was a printer for a PS2. I think others are learning about JVC, and then there's a lot going on.
So another thing as well, that this game, I've not successfully managed to work it out how it happens or how it works, but it also had a tie-in with the Sony digital cameras of the era.
Oh my gosh.
So you could put your friends into the news, I believe, that you could print off. Unfortunately, I've not managed to get that to work. Otherwise, that would be really cool to like show off at an event. This train is our little thing that we need to take a picture of here. But you'll notice I didn't get the score. That's because it's not in the perfect position for us. And we're going to wait for it over here. It's going to make a noise in a second. There we go. So now we need to zoom in on the background there. You see that little elephant? That's our special stage. And we're going to make King Kong appear as well. And we're going to shoot him, take all his balloons. Sorry. And we're going to take a picture of our boss again in the background. These two are in love. Isn't that nice? But yeah, so each stage has one or two things. We need to do a main picture and a side picture. Our boss tells us what the main picture is roughly. He gives us a bit of a clue as to what we're looking for. And in that one, he's like, there's a flying train. Go find out what that is. And we're like, oh, yeah, of course there's going to be a flying train. And then there is. Nice. But this game, published by Irem for the PS2. Irem, unfortunately, don't really make games for consoles anymore. They've since dropped out and moved to pachinko as their main money-making way of, well, keeping going, I guess. That clown is normally someone we can take a picture of. That guy there, unfortunately, is not very lucky. But I want a picture of him. Our girlfriend will get stabbed. She's going to take a picture of us and also stun us. We're going to take all his bowling pins away, and we're going to try and flash that before that happens. So we're going to take the lion, the tiger. Now, where's the tiger going? He's off through the fire, of course. And speaking of fire, Mr. Clown. So this is one of the tougher levels, and it's not tough by knowing what to take a picture of. It's how the pictures are orientated. So we have a nice little thing going on here. And they have a baby! Because of course, you know, Japan.
Yeah, life moves quickly.
Right, so we don't care about that. We want to come over here, because who's here? It's our boss again. Now, we've already met the score for the level, but we need to get the special thing. So this guy's going to come across here, and he's going to fall off. We're going to just flash just to make sure we get this, because we've got this little elephant here. He's doing some tricks. And we're like, oh, what's he going to do? Oh, he's going to fly away.
Oh!
Unfortunately, the little elephant, he goes, and we don't know where he goes. He just disappears off the map. Never to be seen again. Freedom. But yeah, we made the score very easy on that one. It's we're gonna move on. He's very happy with us, and we're gonna go to Odaiba.
He does have quite a grin on him, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
I think there are very few video game characters with such a gargantuan grin.
This is truly from the era of when they weren't really sure what constituted a video game. You can imagine, we want to make a photography game. It's like, you want to make a what? And then they have this guy.
Yeah, we've had Pokemon Snap on in the past, which is the only other photography game that I can think of, which in concept, it's an auto scroller and you take photos of various things and you have to kind of time special things, so it's not dissimilar. Maybe Polaroid Pete walked so Pokemon Snap could run.
This is the second, this is the sequel to the original game. The original game came out on PC Engine and PlayStation 1. It's just one of those things where you're like, oh, I still need to play the first game, surprisingly. It's a bit tougher than this one. Mainly because of the far slower frame rate. But we've got some nice little things going on here. We're in the spooky place, just perfect for Friday. Well, what was Friday the 13th for us. We're going to take a picture of the Skull and Bones dudes. We're going to get flashed by our colleague here. And this ghost is going to go and kiss her. Now, we have to capture a picture of a face. And it's coming up. You can see it building up here. We're just going to flash away that skull. Because we need to be pretty quick here. Because as you can see, there we go. We kind of walk pretty fast in. We're going to get squashed now. That's fine. And we're going to get hit by everything, it seems. That's fine. We should still be plenty good for the score here. There's the flying dragon. There's our superhero, back again.
Getting up to no good.
I'm going to try and take a picture of the frog. Our ghost friend. So you'll see we're also I know I've not really mentioned it. We are collecting power-ups as we go, which include light bulbs to flash away things. We're picking up things that make our sort of focal zone wider, and we're picking up more film. The true speed strat of this game would be to use up all your film after you've met the score for the level. But I want to show you everything this game has. So we're going to ignore that door. So unfortunately, you don't get to see what's behind door number 1. That is just slow. And we don't want to be that slow. But basically, on that door, we get stuck and we kind of have to shoot lots of eyes. And it's not a pleasant experience. It's not a pleasant experience at all. But yeah, we got the picture of the floating face. Oh, someone's mentioned the grand old Sigara Ijiri. I have a copy of that, and Hib has a... Do you have a copy of the second one?
It recently came in the other day. Yes, I have got... I can't even remember what the name of it is, but yes, I do have the Sigara Ijiri sequel as well.
I've played Sigara Ijiri with a guide and...
Zoku Sigara Ijiri. I've actually, picking up the second game felt much more approachable than the first game. It's really interesting.
The first one, the map that I used to try and beat the game was so... I mean, I suppose if I played it more, it'd be fine. But it felt very, very painful to go into. To try and... There's a rat. We're going to get him. And we're going to get the bat.
Nice. Bat and the rat.
And we're going to get this guy to do his little drink. Don't feed your pets anything. And there's our monkey friend getting kicked out of a bar. Now, we're going to flash here just to get rid of that and get him. No, ooh, just in time. This little thing up here will wiggle for us. And we're going to get some more pictures of a bat. Hopefully he's going to be off screen. Cat chasing a squid. And he's unfortunately going to get flattened. Oh no, the bat's coming for us. No, bat.
Oh,
there we go.
Nice.
Oh, B. And there's our boss again. Because he's here in every level. And this kid is unfortunately going to learn not to do that. And we're going to go to the pool hall. We're going to open the doors and we're going to knock that out of the sky. These guys are having a good game, except for the guy on the left. He unfortunately loses. And this guy's shouting at us. And this guy gets smacked in the face.
Lol.
So we're coming up to our area where we need to take our special picture. We're going to just... So she's not happy with us there, but it's fine. We want to take a picture of that. He's going to flip the table, which we're going to get rid of. This guy is our friend. We say hi to him. We're going to say hi to the evil guy up there. And the little sign. And we're going to ignore the dog. The dog is fine. Do not, you know, he's fine. Do not worry. He didn't get sucked into that machine at all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read into it too much.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Also, we can take a picture of the kid who's just choked. We're gonna wait for her. She will turn around. There she is. And we're coming up to the special picture we need to get, which is going to appear in the top here. It's these three people. And they are witches, apparently. Now, we can't actually see them if we flash them either. I believe they're also alien reference.
Nice.
We're going to get rid of the flying fish. We don't need to worry about anything else for this level so far. This girl's hula hoop's going to go flying away. And we're done with another level.
Let's go. So I'd say those witches, they just look like they had, you know, the Mario spin cap.
Little propeller hats, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're absolutely smashing the scores here at the moment, which is great, but I know this is going to lead to us, or lead to me not doing so great later on.
Oh, is it like kind of progressive difficulty?
Yeah, so the scores go up. So the ones later on have normally a bit longer stages, but they're also a bit more awkward to get pictures from. So we're going to go to the beach.
Ooh.
Or is it not the beach? No, it's not the beach. My bad. It's not the beach at all. It is the baths.
Could be worse.
So we're going to come over here and we're going to try and walk very quickly here. We'll see what he's looking at. Oh, yeah. You know, just a bit weird. There's our superhero guy. We're going to try and walk very, very quick here. Yep, brilliant. That's perfect timing.
Nice.
But we've got to avoid all these little soaps and things. This level's really terrible for basically stage hazards. We've got these little things, these little sort of buckets, I guess, we can kick. And we've got bubbles which we can pop. And who throws buckets at people? Seriously? These bubbles give us a nice score, obviously, so we can use them to catch the penguin.
Nice.
Catch the giraffe. Because of course. So we're coming up to immediately to our area where we need to take a picture. Now, this particular picture is not a great one. The whole thing is that there are women in the baths and we have to take a picture of them. But we're going to quickly continue on because there are a lot more funny things that happen in the baths. Like a fish, which we didn't get. A octopus, unfortunately not having the best of days in the baths. The tiger coming to life. And we just want to get rid of that soap. And old man, yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. We totally want a picture of that. You know, we've got to get all of our score up. No, we don't want to get hit by that. Or that. And of course, in any good bath, there is a shark.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't there be? We're going to wait for this. This is going to change into a nice little picture. And our shark friend's going to appear over here. And we should be good on score, I want to say, based on my splits being completely wrong here. This guy's going to have a very bad day, I'm afraid.
Oof.
Our boss is here. There he is. So one more little thing. We'll just flash to get rid of it. That's fine. And our two little lovers are back.
Oh.
Also, twin ending. That's rare. And we're just going to go all the way to the end.
There he goes.
Now he goes. He leaves. He didn't even get in the bath. You know,
I didn't even get dressed. Like,
no.
You know, he's just out there.
But yeah, we just made it there. We just made it. That's fine. We did well enough keeping our film. Our film gives us extra score if we have lots of it, which is fine.
Better safe than sorry.
That's true. Now, in terms of games that have been Japanese exclusive to an extent and then suddenly come out in the PAL region, what would you say your favorite one of those is? One of those, those PAL region exclusives from the Simple series, potentially, would you say? If you had to have a chance.
There's so many.
I know, right? We're so lucky as PAL regions to get them, and the US regions, unfortunately, not. This almost, like I say, this was almost one of them. I kind of wish JVC and Polaroid had done the deed and released it in the PAL regions.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it. I wonder if it would have changed at all. I wonder if they would have adjusted it.
So review copies of this game did get released. So it did make its way to the UK in also Boss. So it did make its way and get reviewed as far as I know, and then they just kind of dropped it. So it did get there is a full English translation of this game. As from what I've translated myself from the text here, and she's gonna fall. It changes a tiny bit of the story. There's less kind of lore. Yeah, he gets eaten. Poor people. The main picture of this stage is this basketball game in the background. We just need to zoom in so they take their shot. And it's not that shot we need, it's this one. So you follow it across, and obviously we're now in our magical girl pose as well because we're invincible. And we're going to take pictures of the balloons. Yeah, so the only thing I know that it changes is the scores are slightly easier on PAL. Oh wow, that's rude. There's a tuna fish, there's a dolphin. And we're going to just zoom in on this guy. We're just going to flash that because he's going to do a splash for Japan.
Hey.
And we're going to flash that as well. And we're going to see a recurring set of legs here from the spooky stage. And we just need to get that little flag up there.
Nice.
For our new stage. And we're just going to walk right under that. We should be fine. A score. But yeah, we're absolutely smashing along at this rate. Our boss is very happy with us. Obviously, we took the main picture, and we have plenty of film left. He actually shouts at you in the English version for taking too many photos. He says it's a waste of film.
To be fair, like as it was counting up near the end of that stage, I was thinking to myself, I wonder what, a run, your typical speedrun, how much that would cost in film when this game released, and then what it would be now.
that is very, very expensive even now.
Horrifying.
Yeah, like on one of the levels in the English version, I think I took like 190 shots, it said. So that's what, like almost 6 films.
And these are I haven't been keeping count. I'm not a big math guy, but per roll you get how many shots?
We'll check in a second because we will get more film.
Hey.
Let's see. Right, so we get
10.
9.
Yeah.
9 per roll, maybe.
Okay.
But which is a lot less than you'd get like in a normal roll, like even now.
Yeah, I think it's
get at
technically
least-
10 because the first one, yeah.
Oh, the frog unfortunately got squashed. There's Superman just absolutely cheesing a race.
Wow, rude.
You know, that's fine. We'll pop that. So for this one, we're just looking for a chariot, if I remember correctly. You can tell I've obviously played. Stop taking pictures of me. Right, so we want the bulbs because the bulbs are very useful to get rid of obviously everything that's going on, which is good.
Typical football match going on here.
Yeah, so it should be there. We're going to flash to get him just in the nick of time. Now these two are going to play tennis, and we don't care. We just want to get rid of the ball.
Nice.
And we're just going to take loads of pictures because it's better to take pictures and not need them than to not take pictures at all. Because you only get 50 points per film saved, but you get 100 points no matter what picture you take. So even if you take a rubbish picture, you'll still get more points than if you were to not take a picture at all.
Gotcha. Okay.
So let's move on. We're almost like we're almost done actually. This is we're not going to save. And we have this stage here to do. And then we got one more, and then we got one more. So we got 2 more stages after this one.
Nice. Quick maths.
Yeah. So we're going to the nice, Japanese village. We're going to get attacked by everything. These guys up here, I've tried so many times to get them to do what they should do, which is do the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil stuff. I have not once managed to do it. I know they do it because in the PAL version they do it, but I've never got them once in a speed run on the Japanese version to do their actual nice little tech.
Is that because it's just a tiny window for it, or
I honestly don't know what causes it. It's really weird because it seems like they do it all the time on the PAL version, but not this one. So we're going to be trying to take a picture of all these hairpins that are flowing at us. We're going to take a picture of them. It doesn't matter which one we take a picture of, all of them are fine. We're going to take a picture of her when she does her little smoke. And then we're going to take a picture of him as well. And our monkey friend will appear again. Unfortunately, he's not having the best of luck wherever he goes. So we've got some background pictures. We need to take a picture of that. We need to take a picture of him and then just bring it down. Because he's almost. Take a picture of the bell as it falls. We get a nice little reward there. Now we're going to have someone pop out of here. And these two are going to have a nice little fight for us. Now whose arm's going to get chopped off this time? It's the guy on the right.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, we didn't save the ninja in the background. He fell to his... He survived, don't worry.
Oh yeah, I mean ninjas would,
Okay, there we go.
They've been trained.
We just want to trigger her. So we're just going to open all of these doors to get our special photo.
So for this game, what are we looking at, control-wise? I'd hope the right trigger would be the shutter, surely.
So it's R1 and L1.
Okay.
R1 to take a picture, L1 to use the flash. You can use either the analog stick or the D-pad to move the actual point down.
Nice.
And yeah, there's not really much else to it, as you can imagine. It's kind of like a nice little walk along game. It's very very on rails, which is fine for me. I like on rails games. It's more just it's more of a memory game than anything else. You learn the patterns or where everything appears, and then you're absolutely golden 9 times out of 10.
Nice.
As long as you remember where your main 2 photos are in a stage, you're okay. Did that building grow legs and fly into the top? It did. It did indeed. And the person in the bowl at the front did a nice little Terminator 2 reference with the thumbs up as they were falling into their pot of whatever that was. This might be... Oh, we didn't make it. What a shame. So, as to not cause too much of a slowness, I did make a safety save. This is one of the stages that's a pain. So we're just going to go and not save. So don't worry about that. We made a safety save. Should I say, I played this earlier on to make sure I had a safety save. Also, you get to see the opening screen, because you don't normally see that, where we're walking around on the water, be like a crazy person.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
But we'll skip straight to the next stage. As though we completely passed it without any problems. You all saw that, didn't you? You know, we all completed that last level.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we're not there just yet. We're not at that guy. We're off to the final the final before stage, the zoo. So he's going to send us to the zoo. We need to take... this is one of the really awkward levels to take the actual picture you need. Now, thankfully, we don't need to, I guess, now, because we've already unlocked our final challenge. We're going to take a picture of this kangaroo, unfortunately boxing the living life out of that poor little guy. We're going to take a picture of the skunk doing a skunk thing. And we have the nice little zoo-type audio in the background. So, we're gonna... Don't know why there are pitchforks coming at us specifically, but...
Some angry animals about.
Lots of pitchforks. Now, unfortunately, the tiger from earlier on in the level, in the game, should I say, has come to attack us.
Hedgehog appearance, though.
So, we have the horse guy. We're going to get that bee, that wasp. Yeah, the real Juho. Obviously, they have real-life people. There's our Superman getting chased by a pterodactyl because they exist. We're going to get the invincibility here. We're going to get the dinosaur. And then we're going to take a picture of the dog, the monkey, and the peacock. I'm sure that's referencing something in Japanese history or some kind of cultural reference with the way they all follow up. And we're just going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of the hedgehog by flashing him away. We're going to just take a picture of that nice little lion there. Unfortunately, the hyena's not going to have a good day. But we need to take a picture of the kangaroo. So we're going to just smash loads of pictures of the kangaroo. And we're already done. Cool. This cow is going to get taken away.
Classic comic relief. Does happen.
Take pictures of the zebras, or zebras, depending how however you say your words. We're going to take a picture of the Ouroboros snake.
Are they black with white stripes or white with black stripes?
Oh, you'd have to ask them.
True.
Our little elephant friend is here. We're going to just stop him from running away. Because there's an angry 3D rhino, as you can see in the background.
Very three-dimensional.
Because he's going to come right at us. And we're just going to let him go. We're not stopping that. That's not for us to deal with. That's the zoo's job. This is the special picture we need to take a picture of. So we need to take a picture of this donkey, I guess. The dog. The cat. And then, hopefully it goes on screen. There we go. The rooster, that's the HMV reference.
HMV dog, yes.
In a Japanese game.
See, it would have done fine in the West if they'd released it. Oh, unbelievable.
So we also, we have our little friend there in the background who unfortunately doesn't, he gets kind of like taken away. And penguins fly, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
They totally do. I'm going to take a picture of that balloon and the snake with a little cat on the back of it. And our little friends are back here, the two lovers. Look at them go. And this is called Debutsu Land, by the way. As you can tell by the sign up there. So, get rid of that and get a picture of her, and then we're done.
Nice.
It's almost like we just went straight to the next level.
Crazy.
I'm such a pro player.
See, I think the setup with the animals, the way that they stacked up, I think there's something to that, because in like the tiny amount that I learned of Super Tempo, those were all the same animals, and they all combined to kind of put the music track together. So I think that's the thing. And somebody mentioned the Bremen musicians. I wonder if that's something. Anyway, I'm waffling.
No. The chat is probably onto it, and I probably will have to have like a proper look.
There's a stat sheet. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've got a deep dive to go into when it's not 3 a.m.
So we're on to the final boss, which is coincidentally our boss. But we're getting married. I'm gonna let this play out because this is quite funny. He just turns up with a camera and like, oh no! And at this point, he's basically saying, do you really think you're a good enough photographer? I don't believe you are. I'm going to challenge you to one last thing before I let you get married. Which is a very nice way of saying he wants us to take 20 photos of him before he takes 20 photos of us. Now, we don't have many flash bulbs for this, so hopefully we get good RNG with him. Now you'll see it's pretty easy so far. He's not moving around a lot. We can sort of grab him on the edges. When we get to like the cool point, which is around 12 or 13, he will become infinitely quicker and he will start bouncing between the various sort of chairs.
I guess you could say that this has turned into a shooting gallery.
So we got him there. That's unfair. Now we do have, like I say, so generally we should be still fine here. Oh no, maybe not. Come on, we're gonna let him get some like pictures because we can. So we can flash him away like that to get him to appear in a more reasonable point for us.
Nice.
And we've got one. Oh, I wasted that. Right, so hopefully.
Ooh, it's that.
There we go.
Nice.
So normally we come into this level with more flashes to help us get him into an area where we can get him. But basically he says, well done, you managed to beat me and now you can get married. So we get married because like, why don't we? So we get, this says we took the picture, by the way, of ourselves with a medal for beating our boss. But all our friends from the various stages come to the, the clown that we killed in the first stage. All the people around here are people we've seen. It's our boss's like chapel apparently because he's on the stained glass. And we drive off into the distance, and we have a nice little, happy little ending where we get married. Yeah. After the story of the first game, this is a very nice, happy ending. I won't delve too much into Polaroid Pete lore, but it's a pretty sad start to the first game. I know that much. This is a very nice way to tie it off for our good friend David there, who goes off into the sunset with a new wife. Will there be a Gekisha 3? No, Irem don't make games anymore. But I can hope that this will get remastered. You never know.
Who knows? Maybe.
But yeah, that's it for Gekisha 2 or Gekisha Boy 2 or Polaroid Pete for the PAL regions. I'd like to thank the community. It's me. I'm the community of this game. But yeah, this was a very sort of odd find from digging through Japanese Yahoo auction listings, and like Hib said at the beginning of the thing, we're kind of bad for each other in that we find games for each other to play, and this is a game I think you should play as well, Hib.
I need to get my hands on it, and it doesn't look like it's one that's too easy to come across from what I've seen.
No, it is pretty obscure even for Japan, like I've got to say. But yeah, that's unfortunately the end of Gekisha Boy.
And that's the end of Going Places as well, folks. Check out Yorkie. Yorkie, where can people find you?
So yeah, people can find me here on Twitch, obviously, under Yorkie Desu. I stream very infrequently, but I stream weird games all the time. So if you're interested, if this piqued your interest, this is but merely the top of the barrel. It gets much deeper and much worse.
Real. Very real.
Very real. And there's more games coming as well. I won't divulge what they are. Hib knows of definitely one of them. But yeah, more weird games are coming. We're going to speedrun them all eventually and get people introduced to more weird games from Japan.
That's the goal. That is the goal. And yeah, folks, I feel like that's been the goal with this show this whole time. So yeah, Going Places is wrapping up. A big thank you to Yorkie for closing it off. And yeah, just a big thank you to everybody who's caught this show through its almost 3 years. We've been through some interesting runs, and I thought, what could we do for the final episode? I thought, well, we could have brought on some of the classics. We brought on a classic runner. We brought Yorkie back for one last run. I thought maybe I could have, pulled out some of the runs that I've learned across this time, but it didn't really feel like anything would do for me doing what we usually do, just bringing on runners who are passionate about these strange games from places that just games that we might not have heard of. And yeah, it's just been great. I'm just really bad with shoutouts is what I've found when I kind of wrapping up shows. So I've put together a little video just to say thank you and sort of talk about Going Places. One thing that I will say is that I am a bad editor. So I have forgotten 2 runners from this recap, but I'm going to put one out on my channel that actually has them in. So a big thank you to None to One and Abby's Corner. This is the 51st episode, and we've had numerous runners through the 50 episodes, so some of them slipped my mind, and I apologize to those 2. But yes, we're going to be throwing it over to that, and yeah, that'll explain everything. A big thank you to all of the runners that we've had during this show, and yeah, stick around for the finale. Well, the show that took you around the speedrun landscape has reached its final destination. Going Places is finished. I thought I'd just take a step out and go somewhere a little bit different to talk about the show, what it's meant to me, and what it has been for the past couple of years. I often struggle with explaining this job to people. They ask, what do you do? And I'm like, well, it's a bit of a fairy tale scenario, really. And as sad it will be to say goodbye to regularly running this show, it has passed any expectations that I had as that young 20-something who thought, yeah, let's just apply and see if my ideas are any good. But that does beg the question, what were my expectations? What were even my dreams with this show? Well, to answer that, we have to go back to where the idea came from and the familiar room of the first 20 or so episodes of Going Places. Having made my debut on the inaugural Sonic Hotfix under Amber Sopran's organisational prowess, I thought, why not throw in my ideas towards the next round of Hotfix shows coming on? Totally disregarding the fact that I hadn't really had much hosting experience before that. and the fact that Games Done Quick works on a completely different time zone to where I am. 3 ideas of mine were sent through, and at that point all I could do was just cross my fingers. But apparently the ideas were pretty neat. But why don't we combine 2 of them? And thus, after a couple of name changes, we finally landed on Going Places. I confess that the ideas were very self-indulgent, as at the time I was just kind of getting interested in Japanese PlayStation 1 exclusive games. So these first episodes kind of taught me a lot about a whole load of communities that I probably would never have actually reached out to and learned about had I not, had the show to do so. And it really pushed into one aspect that has been pretty important for this show, but also one that I've really enjoyed with this show and other shows, is outreach, because it can be quite hard to find runners for games that are a little more obscure. Thank goodness speedrun.com makes that a little bit easier, but you have to reach out, you have to go out of your way to find the runners for these games, because they don't always know that there will be a show that they can submit to. And as a result, the friendships that have come from having to reach out and get to know people a little bit more to bring them onto the show have been really, really precious and really valuable. I've really enjoyed that. Then we took a pause, my life was changing, and lo and behold, I was going places as well. So the show had to as well. And this is where it will conclude. The latter part of Going Places has really built up my confidence in hosting, as well as further pushed into the outreach that I've enjoyed. I think in recent years, what I've really, really taken joy in seeing is some runners from Going Places putting forward their runs into the mainline events and then seeing them just absolutely smash it on stage. I'm very much a believer that pretty much every speedrun has some good entertainment value and can be shown off to that kind of capacity. So to see folks take it just from a quiet evening to the masses on the main stage makes me so happy. Even with the show having to take a diversion to different places, it has always been the same ragtag bunch of games and gamers that make the hidden gems of Going Places. It's certainly going to live on with any games that I end up running that still fit under the Going Places umbrella, and I've been super, super flattered by folks who've just shown their appreciation for the show, whether they have been on it in the past or whether it's just been something that they tune in especially for. It's truly, truly been an honour, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what shows will take my place. But before we close, I'd just like to do a couple of shout outs to the folks that have kind of helped make this happen. Number one is to Amber Cyprin, who kind of sparked that little interest in me despite what was actually a really shambolic first marathon run for me. I'd thank my first manager, who's Muffins, who knowingly or unknowingly kind of threw me into something that I wasn't particularly familiar with, but I've really, really grown to love. Ray, and a little more frequently recently Richard, my producers and their professional string pulling and technical assistance, and it's just been lovely to share my evenings with you two. Whilst we're on the topic of managers, Mike Uyama, he had to stand in whilst we didn't really quite know what was next, and when I didn't really know what was quite next, I was moving countries at the time, and he was incredibly patient with all of the stuff that I was having to sort out in that time. All of the other amazing Games Done Quick staff through Hotfix, through socials, video, who we'd usually work a little closer with, but everybody else who just makes this branch of the organisation so cool. And last but not least, current Hotfix manager Ashley, who has already in a short period of time weathered many a storm with Hotfix, and is usually a name that falls under the radar from the front-facing staff. But not only is she an amazing friend to everyone that she works with, but an amazingly compassionate individual as well, who only deserves the very best. So Ashley, thank you so much. You'll still be able to find me tech checking on occasion and maybe subbing in for a host who needs a hand, but you can either find me streaming here or taking photos here. But for now, this has been Hib, and this has been Going Places. See you around.
When Hip first mentioned the idea of the show to me, I knew that Mega Man would fit in perfectly with his concept. Running Extreme 2 was really fun, and I'm glad I could get other people on for the first episode in this incredible series.
eat your bananas, kids.
Showcasing the weird and wonderful games of the world, like Flying Shoe, means going places will stay in my heart as a really fond memory and a fun experience.
You know, I remember getting asked to do Surf's Up PSP for going places, and I was writing the script for that for like 2 days straight when I realized, damn, this hip guy's got a sick sense of humor.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go. Hi there. Going places is my first participating in GDQ event. Customer Robo V2 is only released in Japan, so I'm happy to show it.
It was really fun getting to be on the show, and I had a lot of fun getting my game in the spotlight and being included in something.
皆さんこんにちは、キノです。ゴーイングプレイスでは鈴木爆発するゲームでスピードランやりました。日本にはこんなおバカなゲームがあるというのをみんなに見てもらえてとても嬉しかったです。サスケベータヘンテキさんありがとう。
If it wasn't for you and going places, Pokemon TCG and its wonderful RNG-filled mess might not have been showcased as much as it has lately. You kind of had me on last year, so thank you.
I appreciate Going Places for allowing me and my game to be featured for the first time on a GDQ stream.
Shout out to Hypnotics and Going Places. I got to show so much crazy stuff on there, and I don't know anybody else that would have catered this much to the Nintendo 3DS.
Showing off my Japanese-only PSP game on Going Places has been a wonderful experience, and big shout out to Hypnotics for just being an amazing showrunner, and I'm sad to see the show go.
Passion Project is next, don't leave.